Don't say anything stupid. Alrighty. Hello. Oh, hi, Ootori. God, I almost gave the wrong intro too. Oh, jeez. It's been a long day. So, welcome to the highly anticipated Horde of the Dragon Queen. This isn't like the first actual session. This is more of a playtest session. As we are still missing the 5th player, some things have come up to make it a little difficult to get everything put together, but not to worry. While I get to swapping screens and then later talking about what it is we're doing here, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
All right, so I guess that I'll go first. My name is Wim. You can find me at WimCH, Wim Channel. I'm a variety streamer. I do a variety of game streams as well as other non-game stuff, 3D modeling, gunpla kits, just wacky stuff. So feel free to check me out. And on to the next person.
I guess I'm next. So I'm King Weeb the Fourth. You can find me on Twitter at Weeb the IV. I have not debuted yet. I make music. I like to play FPS games. Pretty cool stuff.
I guess I'm next then. I am Sugimoto Miyu. I am also a variety streamer. I have also not debuted yet. Usually just catch me doing art or games. I don't know, I'm not too interesting. Yeah. Hebe.
I'm shy. Leave me alone.
Oh my god. It's the same thing as last time. Hebe, introduce yourself. Okay. Great introduction.
Hi, I'm Hebe. I do a lot of drawings. You can find me on Twitter, Hebe_B. That's all I do, really. I just draw.
Okay. Alright. So, the whole point of today is to talk both about the new expansion, the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, to see if you guys wanted to change up your characters at all. And then also kind of go over general questions about how the gameplay works, how different things of your character might work, how they interact with each other, stuff like that. As you guys can see, we have the world's most beautiful tokens put up here on the main screen. They definitely weren't made in like 2 minutes before the stream started. That would be crazy.
Hey, I really like the tokens, okay?
Well, somebody has to.
They
So
look very good.
putting that aside, hello. What's going on, Ben? Oh my goodness. Hold on. I screwed something up already. Oh no. How does this happen? Where did it go? There it is. Okay, I found it. Yeah, what's up, guys? So, where was I? Oh, yeah. And then, after that, we're going to talk about how to use the sheet. We're going to do some test rolls. And then we're going to do a test social encounter, which is all roleplay. And then we're going to do a test combat. So, we will start at the top with the questions about Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Now, this expansion brought a ton of new spells, abilities, equipment, and class features for every single class. Most importantly, it brought up the ability to exchange features for something else, which basically means that, I previously I described warlocks as like, the Christmas tree, the waifu simulator of D&D classes, because they had so many abilities that you could choose between and customize. Well, now everybody can do that.
Whoa.
Yeah. So now every class, all of their features have alternate features that you can take. They're kind of like feats. A good example. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Character options. We'll do cleric first. So, for example, instead of the spells that you would normally get, you can like from your class features, like your oath, domain, you can exchange those spells for a different set. You can exchange one of your channel divinities to just get back spell slots, for example. Whenever you get an ASI or a feat, every 4 levels, you can instead get an additional cantrip from the cleric spell list. Stuff like that. So like basically the idea is that as you level in classes, you get different abilities that are customized and can like help you move everything around.
Oh, epic!
Yeah.
Epic.
I thought we got a feature or like a +2 to a stat every 3 levels.
Nope. It's every 4 levels.
Okay.
And the way that it works is that you either get +2 to 1 stat, +1 to 2 stats, or you can get a feat.
Yeah.
And so anytime I refer to an ASI, it's one of those 3 options. So, do we have outstanding questions about our characters, the way that they work, and stuff like that?
I don't have any yet.
You don't have any?
Not really.
No?
So I want to confirm one thing. For my infusions, that's 1 per day, and I just do it at the beginning of the day and then decide, what object I'm creating.
Yeah, so and
Okay.
you can do this at any time, but you can only have so many active at a given time. So every long rest, you can trade out your infusions. Now, generally, this is going to be every day, but you can theoretically do it 3 times a day. It would be a different set every time. D&D separates its like adventuring day into 3 major segments, and they're all 8-hour segments. So like, if you spend a long rest during the morning, right? Because maybe your party wants to adventure closer to the nighttime, you could do all of the stuff that you would normally do, like when you first wake up in the afternoon, for instance. So basically, any expanse of 8 hours, you get that stuff going on.
Okay, and do you know off the top of your head how many infusions I can stockpile, and also if they impact my ability to carry other things, or if they're completely separate?
I am totally shocked that they are not listed here, but it's possible that you don't get infusions until the 2nd level. Because magical tinkering is different. Let's see, Artificer. Yep, you don't get infusions until the next level. So at 2nd level, you will get 4 that you know the blueprints of, but you can only have 2 active at once.
Okay.
So right now, all you should have are your racial abilities, your background feature, the magical tinkering feature, and the ability to cast spells. Which looks like is what you've got. And also feel free to, at any time, you can see in the chat box, they're kind of the middle top. There's an eye with like a black circle around it. That's the compendium. All the books that I have access to, you guys can just type stuff up, stuff like your class or like an item, a spell. Most everything that we've talked about is in there. So you can just look it up and read it. Highly recommend that you read through stuff and kind of go through your class, like when it's not your turn or when you're not doing something, just to kind of get more familiar with the way that things work. Are there other questions?
You said in the chat box, I don't see an eye icon.
So if you look at the chat box and go all the way up, you see all those little icons?
Scroll all the way up.
No. Just move your mouse all the way up to the top of the window. And you'll see a number of icons. There's chat, there's journal, and then there's compendium.
You said eye, and I thought literally like an eye, like the observer.
Oh, no. Sorry. The letter I should have said.
The letter I, okay.
And for Ben there in the chat, a feat, yes. Feat spelled F-E-A-T, which is short for feature.
I have 2 of those. A feat.
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so... God. Jesus.
Even after you specify the spelling, you're not gonna get away from that.
Do I?
No, you're not.
Yeah, that's...
So, do you want an extra fee?
No. What's going on, Iman? All right, so now that we don't have any further questions, let's go into your characters in specific. I know, Weave, you contacted me earlier. You wanted to look into the alternate version of your race, the Scourge, I believe you wanted.
Yeah.
So let's pull up the compendium. A Simar. Oh, good gracious. I forgot to mute one of these tabs. That's okay.
Because at first I went with the Protector as
Yeah.
because of the flying ability.
So,
What did that-
you get the +1 wisdom from from Protector, and Scourge gives your Constitution a boost. Okay, so in your character sheet, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Go ahead and remove. Oops.
If it's about the stats, I did that.
So you already moved one from Wisdom and put it into Constitution?
Yes.
Okay. Sick. All right, and then the only other thing that we need to do is, instead of Healing Hand, which I can remove here, we're going to try and look up. I wonder...
I thought Healing Hand was just among all Asmars.
Lightbearer is all Azamars.
Ah,
Okay, so that didn't work.
so what is that? So instead of Healing Hands, do I
You get something else that I'm trying to click and drag, but it does no. Okay, give me a moment then. All right, this does not help you immediately. All right, you should see radiant consumption on your character sheet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it starts at the 3rd level, but that's when you go Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan.
Okay, are there other questions?
None that I have.
Okay.
No.
And nothing out of you either, Hebe? No. Okay. If I had hands, I would pet your head. Okay.
Good thought.
So, we are now going to move on to the more general gameplay stuff. So, all of you on your character sheets, I'd like you to hit the little gear next to spells.
Click.
Click.
Okay, so you're going to see a bunch of options. What I'd like for you to do is, at the far right, you're going to see a box, which at the top says NPC. Don't click that. But right below it, it says Whisper Rolls to GM. And I'd like you to click that and then select Always Whisper Rolls.
Always whisper rolls.
Now, the reason I'm doing this, which I've explained to some of you, but for the sake of the chat,
Yes.
the reason that I like to know the roll personally and not have it appear for everybody else is that too often I see in D&D games somebody will roll like a natural 1 or something and just be like, oh, well, I guess I failed. And that kind of like not only takes away from the narrative, but also it kind of informs everybody else of just like, oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Where here, I am not above fudging the dice if it makes the narrative better. The common
An
example,
appeal.
yeah, the common example that I like to give is I think it's super lame when like you're doing something for your character, like imagine, right, you know, you finally find the guy that's you know, been the super edgy part of your backstory, and you're facing him down and you're like, no, I'm gonna strike you down, and you roll to hit him, you get a nat 1, and you miss. And so like, yeah, that kind of sucks, but that's not the worst thing ever. And then he rolls to hit you and gets a nat 20 and rolls max damage, and you're just dead. Like, that's lame.
No.
It sucks, and it's not
That's
fun.
fantastic. That's amazing. Why would you?
Shut up, Wim.
It was meant to be.
No.
It's great.
No. So that's why I like everybody to whisper rules. Also, because the way that naturals work is not what everybody thinks it is. A natural 20 is not a guaranteed hit or a success. It is a critical in combat, but like if you roll a natural 20 on a skill, but the DC is like 35, it's a nice 20 you rolled there, but that's not really what it means.
What a waste of a 20.
Yeah, and the same goes for a nat 1, and this is especially important for somebody like Miyu, who has so many skills that you're very, very good at. By the time you hit level 10, you will be so good at some skills that you literally cannot fail. Like, even if you roll a natural 1, you just can't fail.
Let's fucking go.
Right. Now, if other people are like stalking you or doing things to actively prevent you from doing other things, yeah, you can fail against them. But against the average person, I think your stealth is what, a +8 right now? Or a +6? I can't remember. Look, open up your character sheet. You can see right there, stealth. Yeah, it's a +8. That means your passive stealth, like without you having to roll for anything, is 18. The average commoner would have to roll a 19 or a 20 to see you.
Hey.
Right, so like whenever you get that to a +10, you can't fail stealth rolls against commoners. It's literally impossible. Because your lowest exceeds their highest.
Ha ha ha.
Right, so...
Peasants.
Peasants, yeah.
Peasant.
So, that's the big deal about rolling. The next thing I want to talk about is when to roll a dice. A lot of people like to bring up the classic bard example of, oh, I roll to seduce the dragon. Well, really, you're supposed to roll when the GM asks you to roll. I have the variant rule of, if you're doing something with somebody, like say it's a social encounter, and you're trying to convince somebody to do something for you, I will allow you to eschew rolling entirely if you can make a convincing enough argument. All of your characters are at least intelligent enough to think of the same things that you guys do. Now, there are many cases in which your character might be smarter than the player, in which case, you know, for that example, you could say, hey, my character is like galaxy brain. Can I like roll to figure this out? That's acceptable. Just ask me ahead of time. Yeah. Ask me ahead of time if you should roll or if you'd like to roll. Normally, the way that I handle things is that if you roll, I will give you an answer based on the successes or failures. And I go generally in tiers of 5 and 10. So if you exceed a roll by 5, I'll throw you what you were looking for, plus maybe a little extra. If you roll above, like 10 above the DC, I'll like give you something extra. And the same thing with going down. You know, if you fail by 5 or less, you know, I'll give you kind of what you're looking for, but not really. 10 or less, you know, I may as well just not say anything. But if you decide not to roll, and in the earlier situation, you know, you're just like talking to me or role-playing as your character, I might give you answers that rolling might not have opened up, if that makes sense. Are you having fun, Hebe?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm very glad. You guys. Okay. Well, since everybody's getting antsy, I suppose we'll actually do a thing. So.
Oh, just casually getting blasted by the dragon over the whim.
Yeah, I was feeling a little bit chilly.
He's taking a bath.
He
Oh,
really
he,
does.
what are you?
All right, kiddos. Let's calm down a little bit here. Turn on the
Me,
light.
you-
D&D is just Kagerou just wrangling children.
Ah, it's kindergarten all over again.
You should
Babysitting.
be the frozen guy down to the left.
Babysitting with Kagerou.
Maybe I should have put myself on that like cross thing when we were doing the
Yeah, honestly, in retrospect, that might have made more sense.
Okay.
That would have made more sense.
All right. Oh, I know what I can do. Ha ha ha! I can transfer you to this map.
Oh no, not the map transfer.
Alrighty. I would like you all to zoom out. It might take a little while for the map to load, and right now
Wow,
you
big ol' map.
won't see it. It's a very big map.
Yeah, it's a nice map.
All right, so this is the entire Sword Coast, and I'm gonna start revealing places and talking about them for the sake of your character backstories. So we will start with the more famous places, such as. Oops, it's the wrong layer. Actually, we'll start with the Sea of Swords. Bam. So there's that.
Ching, 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 ching.
All right, Rick, show of hands. Who was surprised at where that was?
If any of you raise your hand, you're banned. Okay.
Baldur's Gate. Is that where all the bald people go?
Oh no.
I don't really know what I expected, but God, I hate you. I hate all of you. This is
Waterdeep.
this is
Damn,
the
is that
worst.
Never
that
winter.
people
I want to
over?
be there.
Never went to it.
Why
Is it
would
like-
a town on land be called Waterdeep?
Wait a second, is it,
There's water
is it
deep.
always summer over there? Because it's never winter.
Save me, please, God. Save me.
The high forest. You know, the high forest.
Oh, hey man. Pass the plant. Oh, you sure man.
All right, shut the hell up. I'm gonna start talking about some of these places. I have revealed all of the places that anybody would casually know about. These are just the big capitals of the Sword Coast. So Waterdeep is the capital of the Sword Coast, like no BS. It is the biggest trade hub, and it also has the extraplanar famous tavern, which for some reason has now totally escaped me. The Yawning Portal, that's what it's called.
That's pretty deep lore, Kagerou.
Thanks.
Wow.
So the Yawning Portal is a tavern. God. Okay. The Yawning Portal is a tavern that has an entrance into the Underdark. There's another adventure that goes all into that. But basically, a bunch of like crazy monsters like beholders and dragons, they chill out in that tavern because the Underdark is a big place. And they have a bunch of rules where, you know, if you screw it up, the tunnel collapses and everybody dies. So, you know, most people behave themselves.
Oh.
It is safe to say that anybody's character that wants to be like in with just any group of people probably spends their time in Waterdeep. To the south, we have Baldur's Gate, an equally famous area. It's less of a trade outpost, but it's a long time ago, the military, like a bunch of militaries were stationed here. It was owned by a tyrannical government that more or less just said it's my way or the highway. And in that case, the highway was a bunch of people breaking into your house and murdering you.
Oh.
But the military decided to break itself into guilds, and it overthrew the government, and now it kind of runs itself. These guilds are remnants of that, you know, highly militarized faction. Basically, the town guard owns the whole town. It's a pretty big city. Everybody is on their best behavior, though they are not above taking things like bribes. So, and then when we move to the north, we have Neverwinter. Neverwinter is, well, how to put it simply. Also, I didn't mean to make it a token. But anyway, Neverwinter is an area that has seen a lot of nonsense. Everything from a terrible plague unleashed by a group of false prophets, to a volcano exploding right next to it, to time breaking, but only in certain parts of the city. It's bad. It's nasty.
Wow.
They have multiple taverns that are just kind of floating above the ocean, and they have to be chained to like the land. Crazy stuff, but the place used to be a great place to go to just find work. It was once your very standard like adventurous city. Anything you could hope to find there, you would. You know, there's a bunch of circles of druids, there's a bunch of wizard towers there, or at least there was. Nowadays things are a little harder to do, but a new king took over, though the like specifics of how he became king, or as he calls himself, the Lord Protector, is pretty dubious. A lot of people don't think he's actually legitimate, and there's a city above it called Luskin, which I haven't revealed, where a bunch of pirates come from. They've invaded Neverwinter multiple times in an attempt to overthrow their government. Whether or not they've succeeded, nobody really knows. But the place is safe. So, to that end, let's go through each of you and talk about your character backstories. I'm going to go in reverse order.
I actually have a question real quick.
Yo, what's up?
Just so I can get an idea of scale, how big is this? Are we talking like size of Florida, size of the entire US East Coast? Like,
okay, so I think I can answer that. Okay, yeah. So,
What's Florida in Canadian standard? You
Well,
gotta work with us here.
So
I don't know.
If you look at Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate, if you can like scroll out far enough to see both of them, I'm going to draw an arrow that goes along the main roadway.
Wish I knew what miles were.
I forgot what.
Yeah, Florida vertically is probably about as tall as the middle of Ontario is.
That's pretty big. Oh my god.
Man,
Okay, so
F in chat for the Canadians.
if you go along the tradeway between Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep, it is 633 miles.
Wow.
That's a lot of miles.
Let me try and figure out the kilometers for you.
East Coast is about 2,000 miles vertically.
So, the line that I just drew would be 1,019 kilometers-ish.
That's a lot of kilometers. Wow.
Does that answer your question at all?
Yes, kind of. Puts it in perspective.
Well, you said when you said the East Coast was what? How many miles?
I mean, East Coast from like Maine to Florida is like 2,000 miles.
Okay, let me measure the coastline here.
These are important questions we're answering, people.
Well, they are, because...
Yeah, because you gotta get an idea of
That
travel
was
time.
not sarcasm. That was not sarcasm.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about 3/4 of the size.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
okay.
big.
It's
Well,
big.
it's a lot bigger than it looks.
Yeah. and there's a bunch of stuff that you guys can't see, but for now, this is the Sword Coast as it is. So like I said, I'd like to go in reverse order, so we're going to start with Hebe. Let's talk about your character, where they come from, and what they've been doing up till now. We sort of talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
So, to reiterate, let me pull up your character sheet. Also, if you guys have not filled out your height and weight and stuff, now would be a great time to do so.
Yes, how would I do that?
Okay, so right here on your character sheet, you can see like the tab that says core. And then we're gonna go on to bio. You can see here at the top, it says age, height,
Yes.
weight, eyes, hair, skin.
Age,
5'10".
NA. Size, medium. Height,
Now, when you
weight.
say age NA,
old enough.
Old enough. Okay.
Height. Weight,
Would I give
super
the
heavy.
weight of my actual ring, given that that's my true body?
You would give the weight of the homunculus. Weight
The
does
homunculus.
matter, so please write something that actually exists. And height also matters.
Mm.
The reason is that while I'm not super specific about these things, if say Weeb were to carry both Miyu and Hebe, knowing how heavy they are is like enough for me to track if his strength is actually capable of doing so with or without penalty.
That's why. Okay, so I do have to put a numerical value on
Yes,
my weight.
you need a numerical value for height and weight.
Okay.
You can meme all you like everywhere else. Though in your case, Hebe, I would ask that you put an age of what you approximately look like.
What about me? I don't really have one.
Well, yeah, yes, you do, because you incarnated, right? And you've been
right.
spending, yeah. So
So
like, yeah,
what's the age of my body?
yes, and that's applicable to Wim too. Even though he is the ring, everybody's going to be looking at the body. Remember, for most of your characters, basically all of you except Miyu, the average person is not going to believe the actual circumstances behind your backstory. Because it's like so strange and like these things would not normally occur. And it's even more rare. Also, your size needs to stay medium, Hebe.
Oh,
What
it's
did-
small.
what
Like
did
is small like Lalafell's small?
Yeah. There's
Oh.
like actual mechanical benefits.
Oh, okay.
You can't just do what
No,
you want, EB.
No, gnomes and dwarves. Also, 160 centimeters is not that small. Yeah, the size thing refers to how much space you take up on the grid, and all of you take up a 5-foot space because you're medium sized.
Okay. What if I want to be a Lalafell? I'm kidding.
Absolutely.
We'd have to change your entire character, but you could be.
Dang it.
Okay, so regarding your backstory,
Yes.
about the places that you'd like to be.
Yes. I like Neverwinter.
You like Neverwinter. Bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
You've seen enough. Now, I know you state here that you appear 21. Approximately how old, like how long have you been around?
That's a secret I'll never tell.
Okay, well I need to know that because like I said, there's a bunch of stuff that's happened in Neverwinter and I need to know
Oh, right.
which ones you've lived through. I've got 2,000 years of history in front of me, so I mean, I need to know something.
I would love to be 2,000 years old, but I don't think I have the wisdom for that. So I think I will stay canonically to 21 years old.
Okay, that makes things very, very easy. What the heck? Oh my goodness, the entire world. Okay,
Oh my god.
that was
Oh
an
no,
accident.
earthquake.
Yeah.
Gravity falls.
Earthquake.
So, for you, the most recent thing to have happen is the volcano exploding. It happened approximately, pulling up notes. Need to find. Ages ago, in days of yore, I DM'd somebody because they were playing an elf that was more than 2,000 years old. So I need to find the notes from that conversation. Is it not VR? Okay. Current year. Okay, so I should say the current year is 1489. For most of you, that probably doesn't mean too much, but it is quote unquote the present day at 1489. It is the end of what is called the Age of Upheaval, but of course nobody knows it's the end of the Age of Upheaval. But spoiler alert: by the end of the campaign, it'll be a new age. So, for Hebe,
Mhm.
the last two things that have happened to you. One, for basically the last 200 years, magic has been super bizarre, like really strange. Like, as in almost exactly 95 years ago, a big event called the Spell Plague happened, where all magic ever across the multiverse and everything else broke. The goddess of magic got banished, and yeah, it was nasty stuff. A lot of people who casted magic, especially arcane magic, their heads would explode, random spells would happen.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was nasty. It was super bad. Most people just lost the ability to cast magic at all. And all magic across the multiverse stopped.
Damn, I'm kind of glad I was sleeping.
Yeah, it was really, 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 really bad. The specific details of how this happened isn't known to you, and a lot of people like to tell a bunch of really wild stories of how it happened. Anybody who's sufficiently old enough can possibly figure out what it was, but you basically had to have been there to see it. But anyway, about 10 years ago, it stopped screwing itself up. So basically,
that's like perfect time.
Yeah. But for most of your childhood, casting things like cantrips came, we've already talked about. Yeah, you had issues. You could do it. Sometimes it would go, sometimes it wouldn't. And, a lot of this is like a lot of after effects of the Spell Plague. And Neverwinter in particular has some interesting qualities that are left over.
It's the Gravity Falls, isn't it?
Great, perfect. I love Gravity Falls.
It's
well,
the Gravity Falls
so
of the Sword Coast.
the things that happened are about half of the city's like interior farming zones turned into undead spawning grounds. Not really sure what's going on there, but just about every day the town guard has to go deal with a few spooks that show up. They're not really difficult, they're not super dangerous, they're just there all the time. There is a wizard tower that has been converted into a tavern. Nobody can seem to like understand or like say the right name of the tavern, but it's not very popular because the first floor of the tavern is fine. The second floor of the tavern is trapped in time and has been for the last 103 years.
This one is a whole shit show, huh?
Oh yeah. We're not even to the fun stuff yet.
Oh,
But-
joy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Neverwinter has a very sordid history. But anyway, I know you're spoiling me. So, yeah, the second floor of the tavern is trapped in time. If you spend too long there, you will also become trapped in time, like forever. So that's a big no-no.
Say it like it's a good thing, Hebe.
The
It
third floor.
sounds
of the-
very appealing, yes.
Well, the third floor of the tavern is also perfectly fine. So, it is what it is. The other major tavern, of whose name also escapes me, I'm sure I can go figure it out. Government Defense Society. Gosh darn it. Damn, I wish I could find the tavern that was here. I'm sure I'll run into the name eventually. Damn, that sucks.
The name is Pogger's Tavern.
Poggers,
420.
yeah.
Pogger's Tavern 420.
I think this is it. Yep. Okay. It's an inn called the Moonstone Mask. It was basically a masquerade dance hall that was really, really popular. Every year there used to be a festival where people would like, not only would they wear masks, but a lot of spellcasters would like, imagine like the Hogwarts lunchroom from like the first Harry Potter movie. There was like candles floating everywhere, all sorts of different colors. It was crazy. But then the spell plague happened and the Moonstone Mask started to fly. It just lifted itself out of the ground and left. After a while, people found a way to get it back, and it is chained to the ocean. There is a huge golden chain from the bottom of the island of the Moonstone Mask that goes into the water. And the only way to get there is to ask a wizard to teleport you there. Or to fly there yourself throughout your own means. But those are all the major oddities of Neverwinter. There's all sorts of magical mishaps that just kind of happen. A lot of religious cults are like heavily monitored. In fact, being into religion at all is kind of a dubious thing. A lot of the clerics get some kind of nasty stares. As it so happens, a few... Yeah, like...
weeb.
About 50 years or so ago, maybe closer to 100. Actually, no, this would have been before the spell plague, so maybe 150 years ago. A bunch of religious dudes under the Helmite religion, priests of Helm, brought a massive plague. That was basically the Black Plague. They called it the Wailing Death. And it was so bad because they also poisoned the only known cures. Eventually, a paladin of Tyr from within Neverwinter managed to create another cure along with a bunch of clerics, but it was found out that her lover was accidentally conspiring with the leader of the Helmites and basically allowed them to deliver the plague. He was crucified, and then the paladin went batshit insane. And so what ended up happening is she tried to blow everything up by releasing a ton of Drow and Drugar, basically Underdark monsters, into the city of Neverwinter at the same time that the pirate land of Luskan decided to invade, which I will reveal to you now since we have somebody from Neverwinter. And so she was given the big boot. And so now people are just like, yeah, religion, you can do that just over there. Basically, imagine like, how there's like designated smoking areas? There's designated prayer areas in Neverwinter. Otherwise, they're usually pretty chill about a lot of people. It's one of the few places where you can be a tiefling and not have a murder attempt on you, which is cool. They're really not all that racist. It's just the whole religion thing. It's a little spooky. And it looks like she got called away. So what we'll do is we'll move on to Miyu.
Hello.
Of the areas that you have heard of thus far, where do you want to be from?
Is it possible that I just don't have an area? I just kind of wander around like a nomad?
That's possible, but you need to have like...
a base of operations?
Well, not so much. Let me see what your background feature is.
She's homeless.
There is a like nomad thing, a mimic or false identity, right? You're a charlatan.
I did do a bit of typing, so don't mind all the stuff in there.
Oh, that's fine. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so that's all fine and good. But whereabouts would you say you were the most? Also, you're pretty young, all things considered. I mean, you're more than an adult by standard. But like you probably have like a group of people that you travel along with. Maybe you hitch rides with merchants and stuff. It's fine for you not to like currently have a home, but like whereabout did you grow up?
I think I'm. Waterdeep seems pretty interesting to me.
Waterdeep. Okay. So, given your background, since you're not all that old, not really too much has happened, at least of note in Waterdeep. I mean, like I said, there have been a few scares where things come up from the Yawning Portal, but I mean, there's a beholder that literally sits at the edge of the like little elevator that goes up and down. So most of that stuff isn't really a big deal. You probably aren't that bothered by a lot of big scary monsters because you've probably seen a vast majority of them. I mean, we're talking like demons, we're talking mind flayers, like sometimes lesser deities will just show up. You've seen it. I mean, you've just seen it. Most of that stuff doesn't bother you. And you probably make a lot of use of like the big tourism aspects to run a lot of the business that you do.
Yes.
Totally legitimate business.
Yeah, I'm a small business.
All right, and if you want to be a nomad, I mean, we can say that maybe what it was is one of your contacts. They hit it big, right? You guys were running some cons, and they swived this political figure that got totally ruined, and you guys had all the money, and now you kind of travel around, seeing if you can give other people the slip.
I see.
All right. To that end,
But not Pog.
I will start revealing the nearby areas.
Nani.
Yeah, it's quite a long road.
Yeah, we're
The
long
long
road.
road.
Quite long.
that was weird. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. I did a boo-boo. Sorry.
Bop. Bada beep bop boop.
So, all this there. All of
Year of dead men. Dead men tell no tales.
Oh, sure they do.
You just gotta listen.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
shy.
Playing.
You just gotta know how to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to be a little polite, you know?
You know, you gotta say please.
Remember your please and thank you.
Yeah.
They're called magic words for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so these are areas that you've either visited, heard of, or otherwise been near enough. And we can go into those areas basically when we get there in the campaign. Just make sure you know that your character is like partially familiar with all these places, so that if we visit them in the campaign, you know, you could possibly get something out of it. Okay, so that puts up to Weeb.
Probably Waterdeep.
Probably Waterdeep. So Waterdeep, when it comes to faith, I mean, they are very welcoming, and a lot of people are really just kind of like, you know, do whatever you want. So your specific faith, most people don't really regard as being like a real thing. You know, they probably just assume that you made it up so that you don't have to pay taxes on certain things, which is what a lot of people do anyway. So
Wow.
it's like, well, I mean, the government wants the Council of Waterdeep likes to have sanctions, as one of the council members is an extremely famous paladin, and he's very specific about, you know, religious sanctions and stuff like that. So a lot of people will just say, oh yeah, I donate to the church, and as long as they actually donate to some kind of church, they get taxes removed from a lot of their like daily lives, and it ends up saving a good amount of peasants money. To that end, you do have a few people who are faithful to you. How faithful they actually are is a little questionable, but you're aware. I mean, like, whenever you're in a city that has like a solid establishment, I mean, places like Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, Neverwinter, and other big areas, you can ask me if like, you know, one of your faithful is around for the sake of your background feature, and you can possibly get something out of that too.
Oh, epic. I mainly chose Waterdeep because of the extra planar aspect.
Well, yeah.
That one place.
Yeah, the yawning portal. I mean, you've probably been there once or twice. You've definitely seen devils and demons just having drinks and stuff. They get into bar fights, you know, people start throwing gold and platinum everywhere, spells are thrown, everything kind of explodes, and then someone pops a time warp spell and then kind of undoes everything and then scolds everybody. It's not exactly commonplace, but it's not strange.
All right.
Do you think, by the way, you would have ever, like, done one of these supernatural performances yourself?
Supernatural performances, define.
Well, so, like, you know, if you believe that you are your own deity, which nobody else really does, but, you know, if you got up on the stage and were like, yeah, well, look at me, I'm a god, like, would you have done things like that?
When I first came back, I probably would have done that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And do we have a whim with us?
We do.
We do. Excellent. Same question.
All right. So before that, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So the Tinkers Guild,
Yeah.
is that present in every major city, or is it
Every major
specifically
city.
in? Okay.
Some of them have like more backing and funding than others. Usually the more south you go, the more into it people are. If you go to the very bottom of the map, you'll see something that says to Amn. Amn
Yep.
is a nation of merchants. Like, actually, there aren't really that many established cities in the nation of Amn, as all of them are basically nomads. Everything has the ability to just be packed up into tents and moved. And I don't have like an actual map of it. But yeah, especially in places like Baldur's Gate, a lot of crafters like to be like, oh yeah, I was manufactured in the hot forges of the Sword Coast, you know, because this place is so famous, largely due to Waterdeep. And Baldur's Gate too. There have been a number of things that have happened here. Like the fact that there's a literal stairway into hell. But you know, it's a thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking around kind of Baldur's Gate for my sort of backstory.
I'm gonna send you to hell. Tosses them down the stairs.
I mean, yeah, no. There's a whole campaign
Do
called
it, bitch. I'll walk right back up. I got legs.
There's a whole campaign called Descent into Avernus, and you're in Baldur's Gate, and there's like there's like a Cerberus style guard dog. Is like, hey, you got the password? Yeah. All right. And then he opens the door, and you just walk into hell.
Yeah, they passed her
Nice.
to your mom.
Hey, your mom gay.
Open sesame.
Oh damn, you got me with that one. Shit.
Works every time.
Every
Anyway.
time. All right, so let me look over. I see.
So
that's
for the
how
age-
long you've existed?
So the way that works is it's 42 cycles in my place of origin, but 25 years
Okay,
here.
so 25. All right.
Yeah.
So basically, nothing that crazy has happened. You know that there are a lot of other guilds that try to pop up and like be like, no, we're the top dogs now, and it never works. Never works. The guilds, they kind of bicker with each other, and there's a lot of gerrymandering, like a lot of gerrymandering in Baldur's Gate. Nobody can really agree who owns what jurisdiction, but as soon as somebody else tries to come and claim something, all of the guilds work together to smash it out. All of them, like without question. Now, they sanction things like, legitimate guilds, and they even have like a sanctioned assassins guild too, just in case. Now, just in case is put in quotes, and a lot of people, like the average citizen, kind of looks at that and they have tinfoil hats about it. But so far as most people are aware, nothing like crazy has happened. The whole militant style that everybody falls under in Baldur's Gate. You know, basically, don't be stupid and you don't get killed, and then that's how it works. So as long as you're on the upper side of the law, you probably have a decent time in Baldur's Gate, and you might go your whole life without ever really noticing that something goes wrong. However, you have a galaxy brain. And there are some pretty interesting patterns of things that happen. Basically, every few years, all the guilds meet up, and it's at a different time every time, but it's always in the same general season. Like, you just see more activity from all of the guilds, kind of after the winter time. And then they lay low for several weeks, like, and that's usually when crime picks up, and then they come back and everything's just as it was, more or less. You're sure that you've seen some new faces wearing armor that was previously worn by other people, but you could never really prove it. And that's that.
Okay. So yeah, I was thinking generally speaking that the backstory would be that I sort of crash landed / warp jumped or whatever into the forest near Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
Kind of had to lay low with my built-in supplies and.
Now,
and
there are several of them.
Yeah, I was thinking the one just to the south, not the
Okay.
huge one, the smaller one on the coast.
I see. I will reveal it then. And I will also grab these places. Because I imagine you... Actually, this works out quite well. So let's talk about Candlekeep. Candlekeep is technically, it's a city, but it's basically like a castle with a town inside of its walls. And they are very strict about who goes in and out. It's basically the center of all archivable knowledge. Anything you could ever want to know about history or great nations or really just anything that happened on the Sword Coast and even a little further, it's at Candlekeep somewhere. They have a whole convent of mages and scholars, and usually when you're down south here, especially because again there's a portal to hell in Baldur's Gate, but like tieflings and similarly monstrous or otherwise underdark races, highly hated. It's very, very racist down here. Now, it's not like to the point of like an elf looks at a dwarf and is like, "Oh God, I can't believe you're in my way." Though that does happen, especially with high elves. That's just kind of a thing that they do because they're weirdos.
High elves in general.
Yeah. But like tieflings, drow, drugar, a lot of fae folk. Sometimes they're just beaten and killed out in the street, and most people don't really do much about it. But Candlekeep is special because if you are let into Candlekeep as a scholar, they don't care who you are. Now, considering what you just said, it's possible and pretty likely that maybe when you crash landed, a scholar noticed it, thought it was like some crazy spell gone wrong, dragged your ring into Candlekeep and probably repaired it using magic. So, if you want to take that route and then you later went to Baldur's Gate to like learn a proper craft, that's cool. Or we can stay near Candlekeep.
So, I kind of like that idea. My original, just for options, my original thought was that I would have crash landed in Cloakwood or whatever, and laid low for like a year, got my homunculus set up, kind of got lay land and started learning things. Went to Baldur's Gate, became involved with the Tinkers Guild, and kind of worked my way up to just being a sort of a trusted, known person to build up cred to get into Candlekeep. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if that's a valid
no,
path.
that is super legit. I mean, it is just as likely that said scholar found you, repaired you, but then like the big librarians were like, "Nah, I don't know what that is. Get it out."
I don't know what it's doing. What's it doing? It's just spinning there.
it's just sitting there menacingly.
Menacingly.
But yeah, I mean, creation of a homunculus is usually like a high level thing. I mean, of course, you have like technology and stuff, so you could have like injected somebody with a stupid potion, and then and now you just kind of hover around them. So, however you want to determine that happens, whether you created it, which if you choose to go the option of you made a homunculus, one of the things that you can do. Is you can describe like doing, what is up, my fellow humans kind of deal. The way that maybe your human walks is kind of like how a VTuber walks in like a 3D stream. They sort of like glide, but it kind of looks like they're walking.
Yeah, I want to go the route of having made it myself as opposed to.
Yeah. So I mean, it could be that like maybe a young scholar was like, "Ooh, this is how I'm gonna get my my big library pass," and then you were like, "Hey, how do I do stuff?" And then they taught you basic stuff, and they made a homunculus, and it wasn't really all that great, so you kind of followed their technique, and you're like, "Oh damn, this is great." And then the big boys in the library were like, hell no, get out. And then everything else goes down. Okay, so that is all of you. To that end, we are now going to move on to the social encounter, and I'm going to keep you guys on the map so you don't keep memeing around with your freaking tokens. So we're going to say that you are in Waterdeep. It is the afternoon. It's pretty busy. It's a nice spring day. The market's going crazy. For your reasons, actually, we don't really need to think of like a story reason as to why you're here. I mean, hell, we can even call it a dream that you're all having. But the party is together, and for the sake of this roleplay segment, we're going to assume that the party knows each other as well, at least as passing acquaintances. That Wim is a super smart weirdo that just carries around a ton of tools, and he talks about things that you can't even imagine are, like whatever an Ootori is. I don't know. It sounds weird.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
I guess, I'm an extra. Technically, I came from right now, but I may know. I probably know what he's talking about.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you know what? Okay. I mean, that's fine too. But it's weird that he knows about this stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely like weird that he knows about
bizarre.
that stuff.
And that ring is sus as hell. Like, Jesus. It has like constant, JoJo's things around it.
I know why I know this stuff, but why the hell do you know this stuff, huh?
Right. There's something about that ring. You can't really figure it out because it's alien technology. But there's something about it that just like anytime the homunculus speaks or interacts with things, it's just weird. It's like strange. And you know that Miyu is like every Kenku stereotype ever, somebody who would absolutely steal your bike if you left it.
Yeah, watch out.
She talks real fast. She talks real funny. It kind of.
Oh no, it's New York on two legs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The way that she talks is generally what it sounds like when you're switching through the channels on like an AM radio. It's just a bunch of different.
Wait, Miyu, do the thing.
I mean, yeah, she makes a bunch of random noises that kind of string together to form sentences sometimes.
Kind of weird.
It's pretty weird, but you're all of you are at least smart enough to know that kind of language is. Oh God, have you ever seen Snatch? It's my favorite movie of all time. There's a scene where like these like tailgaters are trying to sell something, and they talk so fast that nobody can really understand what like deal they're trying to make. That's basically the deal with Miyu here. Like anytime she talks, it goes by so fast, and so it's so hard to understand that it's like easy to kind of just nod your head and agree.
Oh no.
Hebe, however, why don't you describe yourself?
Myself?
Yeah.
I'm just an average person that heals. I'm just here for a good time. I don't have any ulterior motives.
Okay. So
Doubt.
let me translate that. So
X to doubt.
yeah, Hebe is a
Who did
cat
that?
girl, who looks pretty normal. Generally on
But I
the
eat
outside,
people.
there's nothing like weird or strange about the things that she does, except I don't know, maybe she like talks to herself a little bit. The weeb you in particular, there's some kind of heavenly spirit about her.
Huh.
It's almost like somebody who is like you has taught her something that maybe she shouldn't know. She definitely has the makings of somebody who is like you but isn't. Basically, she's been receiving some kind of power. It could be magic. It could be like a lucky coin on her. There's some kind of radiant energy about her that isn't normal. It's not part of her race. She doesn't seem to display any kind of special knowledge about this stuff. She just has it. You might describe her as a cleric who has never been to church.
That is
That's
so
also a
weird.
point. That checks out.
But whenever she talks or does something, you're not like magically compelled to listen to her. You're just that much more interested in the things that she has to say.
Okay, I'll remember that.
I hope you guys are like writing some of this down or
shit,
are otherwise
notes.
remembering it, because the reason I'm telling you these
Maybe-
things.
You super
Yeah, I've been taking
weird.
notes.
Celestial aura.
So eat people.
What?
Remember?
Yes, I know you eat people, but I
Oh.
don't.
Yeah, I don't know if we know that.
I wouldn't.
Whim.
I wouldn't describe that on our day one adventure. Unless you.
Introduce yourself. He's like, hi,
Hi,
my name's
I'm
Phoebe.
Hebe.
I like
Why
people.
does he know about
Mother, I crave
future-
sustenance.
No.
Why does Wim know about future stuff? Noted.
Okay. So if everybody has their basic lines of interaction and knowledge down, we are going to go into a pretend scenario where we're in Waterdeep. I do have maps for stuff like this, but I don't think it's necessary for this specific scenario. So I'm just going to describe everything. So, in Waterdeep, you all have recently completed a quest. It was a very basic fetch quest of just going into the nearby woods here. Let me move the map up for the rest of the squad. Of just going into the nearby woods here. And just basically, you had to find this dude's lost parcel. It's a ring, and it's of a pretty exquisite make. It's actually a signet ring, if all of you know what that is.
Nope.
No, okay. It's basically it's basically like a family ring that's been passed down from generation to generation.
Oh.
It's got like
Like
a
an
special
heirloom.
symbol. Yeah. These are very, very common in medieval times. It's pretty standard for nobles to wear multiple signet rings. But this one in particular is quite pricey. You would imagine that this fetches 100 gold on the market. Now, to put that in perspective, 1 gold is a year's salary for a commoner.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hold on. How much? So I'm assuming it's what, gold, silver, and copper?
yeah, we're going to use gold, silver, copper, and platinum, and they move in tens. 1 silver is 10
Platinum is
copper.
above gold.
Do what?
And silver.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
platinum above gold?
Yes.
Okay.
10 gold is 1 platinum, 10 silver is 1 gold, 10 copper is 1 silver. But yeah, so this 10 platinum or 100 gold. It's a very pricey ring. And you all have generally been able, you know what, in retrospect, I should have done the combat first and then had this be the scenario, but whatever. So, you all have it. Let's first determine who's holding on to the ring.
Well, I think it's safe to assume to not give Miyu the ring because she's a Kenku.
Definitely not.
Now, the stereotype is absolutely that Kenku will steal your stuff the moment you look away. It just so happens that Miyu fits the stereotype to a T, even though, especially in places like Neverwinter and Waterdeep, people actively preach to try and like break the stereotype and be like, don't judge people when you first meet them, ooh woo. But
And the Kenku are just like, oh, hey, open season.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, perfect.
And then Miyu just kind of exists.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good shopping day for Miyu if we ever stop by.
yeah, so
Yeah.
let's
Well,
let's
so it
go
would be
ahead-
safe to assume that no matter who was holding it, Miyu has it now.
Aw, man.
Well, several of you have a good enough perception to have a chance to notice if she does something like that. So that's why I wanted to say, let's suppose that for this situation, you all have vanquished the last monster. You see the ring. Who goes to pick it up?
feel like
Who's
I-
fast? Yeah.
Is it?
I
What does it look like?
probably
What does the
wouldn't.
ring look like?
The ring itself is gold, almost solid gold, and it looks real. On
it
it,
big and
Is
shiny?
Is it
I'll
glimmer
go
in
ahead
the
and-
light? Is it shiny?
it is very shiny. It has a fat
Ooh.
orange gem.
I go to reach for it.
So we have
I would
Weeb going up to it.
I would also.
It's not a
go reach for
material
it.
that I probably could use easily, so I'm not.
Well, if you melted it down, absolutely.
Oh.
No, hey, yeah. I mean, you
I-
have.
First thought is like, oh, hey, that's not like dragon scales.
Yeah.
something like
It's
that,
not a
so-
magical component, but I mean, just for the sake of reference, anything that I give a value, if you can explain to me a way to break it down, it's worth that much in material to you.
Okay. Still think I would be the one to go. First.
Yeah, I mean,
think I would also
So-
reach for it.
all right.
Shiny object.
And then Hebe, are you just gonna watch this unfold, or are you also gonna go for it?
Interested in the ring.
Interested in ring. Okay, so 3 of you are going to approach it. Now,
Oh, good question. Good
What's
question.
up?
What is everybody's charisma stat again?
Charisma.
15.
I'm at 14, so that's +2.
I think I'm at
16?
18.
yeah,
16.
Hebe is the highest at 18, followed by Miyu at 16, then 15, and 14.
Yeah, we're the Chads of this group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in Hebe's case, it might be because she's a cute little cat girl, or you know, she just kind of has that daydreamy look about her. In Miyu's case, it might be more that she just talks so fast or so strangely that it's like hard to keep up, and you just kind of nod your head like, all right, whatever you say, Chief. Again, charisma can be explained in a variety of ways, but
Charisma is measured by how big my staff is. My healing staff.
Healing stuff.
Walks right into the adventure guilds. Slams my my healing staff
all
on
right,
the table.
who needs
For the record,
healing?
I'm probably the biggest person here because my ring is big, so I have
Big
that.
ring.
I have that to my advantage.
Yeah.
I may not have as much charisma, but I am big.
You have the
Thank you.
ring.
I have
The
the
ring.
ring.
One
The
ring.
ring of power.
Wim looks at the signet ring. What is this? A portal for ants? So, all right. So 3 of you go to approach it, and obviously you clearly see each other, unless one or more of you are going to make like the effort to try and be sneaky about it.
No, I'm just reaching for it.
Tempting.
Tempting.
Tempting. No, I think my first impulsive reaction would be to try and grab it.
To try and grab it.
Shiny.
Okay. So when all of you see each other starting to grab it, like, you know, play out this event for me.
Someone would grab it first, and then we'd all be like, "Oh, what you doing?"
No. I mean, like,
No?
as your characters right now, in
Oh.
real time. All of you are reaching for this ring. You see all of the other two of you reaching for this ring.
Immediately turn to Miyu and I go, "What do you think you're gonna do with that ring?"
It just looks really nice, and I would like to look at it.
You know,
Just look at it, you know?
we've been traveling together for a bit, and I don't really trust you with that ring.
Oh, why not? You know, I just want to, look at it a little bit, and I'll give it back.
Not gonna. I don't really want you having that ring, Chief.
Give me 1 second, because I need to compare. This is going to be our first instance of passive checks. Since none of you have asked to roll anything. Also, for the sake of like deception or persuasion rolls, Miyu, this is especially important for you because I assume you're going to be the I'm just going to hold on to it. You're going to run that one quite a bit. Ask me if you can roll. Do not say deception or persuasion. Because obviously if you say deception, then everybody just knows that you're lying. Does that make
okay.
sense?
It does.
Okay.
So,
Well, so
may
in
I roll,
in this
or-
case, since none of you asked, I'm going to compare passives.
Oh.
Your passive deception versus his passive insight. That's super funny. Okay, never mind. Continue. Please continue.
You know,
Actually-
I'd much rather, Whim or Hebe hold on to that ring because I forgot their character names.
You could hold it. I could like just look at it really closely,
I mean, you can look at it from Wim's hand.
You can look at it from Whim's hand, you can look at it from my hand, Hebe's
Yeah.
hand.
Do that.
You can
take
look
a
all
at
you
it.
want, but you can't touch it.
Oh. I'm not gonna run off with it. Where am I gonna go?
That's the question. Where are you gonna go?
That's just, I'm not gonna go anywhere because I'm not gonna run off with it. Big brain.
You don't have to run off with it if you just continuously hide it from us.
Can't we tie a leash onto Miyu?
If
Is
you're
that a
asking
genuine
me,
question?
several of you have rope, but whether
Yeah, I was
or
gonna
not,
ask if we have rope.
Oh.
so I mean,
What are you
you
implying?
The question is, do
Good.
we have the speed and dexterity to actually put the
yeah,
rope on her?
I mean,
I mean,
I
you're
don't
gonna
know if we
catch
do.
me first.
I definitely have the strength if I can get you.
is this gonna be the combat scenario? Am I gonna roll initiative to put
Goddamn
you in
ring.
bondage?
No!
Oh god, not like this.
Bondage.
Oh, by the way, for the record, everybody's character names are exactly their player names, except for Miyu, whose character name is Scratch.
Yes.
Oh.
Because nobody else gave me a special name.
Well, I mean, I was planning to go with Wim.
Well,
this
yeah,
time.
Yeah, King Weave. I was just,
So, it is what it is. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to have you guys roll. Miyu, please roll an appropriate skill.
Appropriate skill. Do I have
Yes.
to say it out loud?
No, because when you roll the skill, I'll see what it is.
Okay. And this is to assume. I assume this is to get a
Well,
hold of
yeah,
that
so
ring.
you're trying to convince Weave that you're not going to run off with it, you're not going to do anything but just hold on to it and look at it. And you don't really see what the big deal is.
See.
Quick question.
What's up?
I want to get in on this, partially because I want practice and rolling the skills. Can I roll? I want to roll a skill. But
What
it's
would you
not-
like to do?
I want to, because we're sitting here in the aftermath of a mission, probably in an area where we've beaten a bunch of people up or something,
Sure.
and we're looking at this ring that's in front of us.
Mhm.
I would like to roll. Everybody else here is kind of thinking with their wallets. I want to roll something like perception to make sure that it's not trapped, or to make sure that it is in fact legitimate.
All right, yeah,
Something I
sure.
can do.
Go
Oh.
ahead and roll investigation for me. Because you're
That
specifically
would
looking at
be
the ring.
investigation. Okay.
Well, if you're specifically looking at the ring, or if you want to just look around the area as a whole.
I would like to look in the general area of the ring because I'd imagine that's where.
Then that would be perception.
That would be perception. Okay.
Yeah. And to roll your skills, just click on the name of the skill.
I clicked on it.
Yeah. I'll get to you in just a second, Miyu.
Yes.
Click the name of the skill that you would like to roll. You'll see a highlight in red.
Uh-huh.
And you just click it. Sweet. Okay, and then Weeb, you don't believe her.
Yep.
Why not?
So you would roll insight.
Oops.
That's a very good wisdom save, but
That is.
nobody's mind controlling you. Not yet.
Oh, oops. Hold on.
Yeah, so just click on the insight. Okay. All right.
Wow.
Hebe, would you like to potentially roll anything? Don't worry.
Do I have any spells that will immobilize Scratch?
Let me double check what your spells are. No, I'm afraid you don't.
Live to see another day.
Scary.
Okay, so I'm going to resolve this in the order of Mew, or rather of Weeb, then Whim. Okay, so for Weeb, honestly,
Is there a reasoning for that order? Is it based on speed or something?
well, it's because they were talking and you're kind of looking around as they're talking, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So basically, like the first part of their argument, you would have just been kind of glancing around. That would be like the first half of the roll. And then the results of you having completed the roll would occur afterwards. So, Weep. Honestly, you guys have just been fighting together. You know that this area, even if she were to run off with it, where she's going to go? Back in town? You guys took the quest as a group. Everybody would know that you're supposed to be as a group. It might be spooky if she ran off with it and then took all the money for the quest, but you guys arrived here as a group, and it's really hard to leave as just one person.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you don't feel like she's being 100% honest, but like, honestly, her options of if she did run away, all three of you could easily take her on. You don't feel like she's actually lying here. And then for Whim, the ring is not trapped. It's a little gross, having just been like in the mouth of monster. But the forest clearing that you guys are in seems to have been made like explicitly for this quest. Like, you do find it a little weird that everything just kind of fell into place throughout the circumstances of this quest. But ultimately,
does this? Oh, go ahead.
You don't find any traps. You don't find anything funny with the ring itself. It's just that the clearing of the forest that you're in is like it's one of those things. Like, of course you would find the monster here.
Is off. About
there's just something about this that's a little.
Does this insight allow me to make? Say I think it's a little weird. Can I be on guard? I don't know if that would potentially give me like a bonus in case there's an attack or something goes wrong.
Well, yeah. I'll give you
prevent
a boost.
me from being taken by surprise.
I'll basically give a small boost. I'll give you what's called advantage to perception checks. Now, what advantage does is that whenever you roll, you guys have noticed that there are two rolls. Advantage means you always take the higher of the numbers, no matter which order they're in.
Is it random otherwise?
No. Otherwise, you take the first number every time.
Okay.
And then if you have disadvantage, you take the lower of the two. Now, for passive checks, advantage gives you +5. So for your perception, let me open up your character sheet.
Is perception a passive? Okay.
So
difference between passive and active checks.
Passive is just your character's like general things. Like your passive perception is 15 right now. That means that even if you don't explicitly tell me you're rolling, you're treated as having rolled a 15 for perception, just automatically. So if Miyu were to roll stealth and she got a 14 or lower, you would just see her without even having to roll.
Okay.
So now that you're more guarded, you technically have a passive perception of 20. You're just more aware of things happening around you, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Okay, sweet. So that's the conversation and the general perception. So what does the party do?
Fine. You don't have anywhere to go? I guess it's fine.
Oh, very epic.
Very epic
Give me
indeed.
that ring. I want to look at it.
Yeah, so you pick up the ring. It's nice and shiny, a little slobbery. It's
One
definitely.
hand can hold the ring, one hand can hold one of our hands.
Do you go to hold the
Family-friendly stream.
Kenku hand?
I am. Would you?
Can
Can I offer my hand to anyone? Can I like?
I
Wait,
mean,
what kind does a Kenku have again? Are they at least vaguely humanoid?
They look like bird
I have-
people. They have a head of a raven.
Oh wait, how tall is Scratch?
5 feet.
Oh, I thought Scratch would be like, I don't know, like small enough to put in my backpack.
Oh no! You're all medium creatures.
Oh, okay.
What are you planning on doing to me if you put me in your backpack?
I'm going to put this in the Discord. This is what the average Kenku looks like.
Oh.
That's me.
Yeah, that doesn't look very cute. I don't think I want to hold hands.
Yeah, it's.
Nah.
I'll
Wait,
hold your
no,
hand, Scratch.
you can see my picture.
I'ma head over to Wim.
Got it.
Hang
I'll
out with
hold-
Wim.
I'll hold your hand, Scratch.
Thank you. I hold it. Can I wipe the slobber off, at least,
Not on me.
I
on
mean,
my cloak?
oh yeah. That's fine. Most of that minor stuff, it's all good.
Are you implying I could wipe it on someone else?
Yeah. Now, if they were like aware that you were doing that, like for example, Hebe, since she's right there actively watching you do things with the ring, then she could like, do something to evade. But for example, since Wim was like looking around, he's not really paying a ton of attention to you guys. You might be able to do something like that.
Could I roll? May I roll?
Are you gonna wipe it off on his bathrobe?
Maybe.
Okay. You may roll sleight of hand. Oops.
Do I roll anything to check that or something? Or is it just apply against my active?
It's against your passive because you're not really expecting anything to happen. It's just super weird. Sure enough, yeah. It doesn't seem like anything strange. Miyu, you are successful.
Damn it.
The ring is now very shiny, and there's a small lion-shaped stain on the back of Wim's bathrobe.
At least it's clean now.
It's clean
Yeah.
now. Yep. That's all right. So, as you guys are heading back to town, it's about an hour's walk. Do any of you do anything during this?
Can me and Hebe still hold hands?
Sure.
Of course.
Yes. Yes.
Any other spoils from this quest?
Loot the bodies.
I mean, basically, I'll say that you had to spend some money to like spend the night in town. You get some pelts that can that would have paid for your journey. You know what? Yeah, I'll say you have 5 wolf pelts. 3 of them are in pretty good condition. You guys sat down and like actually took the time to skin them properly. It's not a particularly hard job. It's just time consuming. And then the other 2, honestly, you did your best, but due to just the nature of the combat, getting shot by spells or smashed by hammers, it's just not very good. You figure that you could at best catch half price for these pelts, if anybody takes them at all, but you have them.
Oh, epic.
Yeah, I was thinking I'd just kind of be going through the things that we've gathered, but if we've already taken care of that, I think that I would just kind of be on guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm a be with Wim.
we're going to do what's called a pro gamer move.
Pro gamer move.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Here we have it. That's what I meant to do. Oh god. What the heck? That's episode
Drake.
3. That's not what I meant.
Oh no.
There we go. There we go. Okay, that's what we'll do. All right. So, Wim, my boy, as you guys are walking, let me transfer you guys over to the other map. Don't move your tokens quite yet. Where did we get? 2 cultists and an acolyte.
can I move Scratch next to Hebe so it's like we're holding hands?
Well, yeah,
Way ahead
I'll
of
place
you.
you guys. I'll place you guys in a second.
Okay.
I don't want to be near them because they put
Sure.
ooze on the back of my precious clothing.
Okay. Let's
Weeb and I are still kind of standoffish because of backstory stuff, so I think we probably wouldn't be side by side either.
Hebe.
By each other. We're offset by each other, but I trust you more than them.
What?
Were,
Stay
were
with your
you
chest.
were you testing a thing or?
Yep.
Okay. Let me creatures and monsters. I need cultists.
I keep forgetting that you're the ring.
Cultist.
You
And-
are the ring.
Tim is just a fucking ring. You should have just made his token just the ring. That would have been really funny.
I liked it, so I put a ring on it.
Wim is just like, yo, are you like me? It's like the body, the homunculus, and are you the crown?
Okay, so let me put you guys. There, like so.
Would they not be in front so that we could keep an eye on Scratch?
Eye on Scratch.
Is that how? I only placed it this way because I assumed you guys just walked generally straightforward. But if you guys have a specific marching order that you want to do, that's fine.
Yeah, I just personally assumed that based on the previous interaction, we would be like keeping an eye on Scratch. So Scratch, he'd probably be walking deliberately behind. But that was just a thought. I don't make that
Oh,
decision.
sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's up to you guys. How you want to be arranged. You may now move yourselves, but just don't go above this line.
Okay.
Here I am.
Oh.
Damn, okay.
Hey.
All right. So is that good? Is everybody set?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's fine.
So, let me turn off my BGM, which I should have done a while ago. Because I just now realized that I wasn't playing music in Roll20, and I have made a gigantic mistake.
Oopsies doopsies.
Yeah. All right. So, Wim, as you guys are walking, you feel like something is just strange. You can't shake that feeling off. The whole concept of getting this quest and just happening to find it in the right spot, and there were no complications. And even if you're pretty new to a world like this, things just don't fall into place like that without somebody pulling some strings. And sure enough, you hear talking from basically behind a bush that's nearby. Let me move these around.
Do I still have any active? No, I guess I wouldn't, because the perception check would have been or the perception passive would have been from the previous area.
Well, I mean, again, since you stated that you're like specifically on guard,
Oh, okay.
you still have that bonus, which is why I'm giving you this. So
Super epic.
yeah, you hear whispers from over here. And one guy says to the other, that must be them. They got the goods. When are we gonna fire the signal? The other guy just says, wait just a little bit longer. They couldn't have noticed us.
Given that I have this sort of perception advantage, does this allow me to take an action?
Yeah, they have no idea that you know you're there, and based on what's going on, you figure that none of the rest of the party has figured this out. You are the only person aware of this.
Right. Am I able to? So I'm aware, and I sort of have a bit of, I guess, advantage from this or whatever. Am I able to alert the rest of the party and therefore give them an advantage of some sort?
Depending on how you choose to do so, you might let the cultists know that there's something going on here. So like, if you were to shout, "Holy shit, it's an ambush," then combat starts as normal, right?
Okay.
But like, if you have a spell or an ability or some way to like relay that information without being obvious.
So I do have some spells, right? And cantrips?
Yeah.
Hold on. I didn't put that.
Most of these are pretty loud spells. The little V that you can see means that it has a verbal component, and that has to be audible.
Right. What does the R mean?
The R means you can ritual cast it. Instead of expending a spell slot, you can take 10 minutes plus 10 plus the spell level's minutes to basically slow cast the spell.
Interesting. Okay. I'm thinking that the only real way to alert without them kind of hearing would be to whisper, and I think the only one who's really in proximity for that would be Weeb. So there's no way to really communicate that to Scratch and Hebe, because
I'll give you a gimme, because you're the best character to like be uniquely fitted to this situation. Your magical tinkering.
Mm-hmm.
You can write an object on, basically you can write something like on your hand or your ring, and basically put your hand behind you so that they can read the message, if that makes sense.
Epic.
Well, hold on. So Hebe, each one of these blocks is 5 feet, right?
Yep.
So that means that Hebe is at least 5 feet away, and then Scratch is at least 10. I mean, that's a fair amount. I mean, they're not like blind.
Well, yeah, but I mean, most of them have pretty good perceptions anyways. Like, especially because your things are magical, and again, based on how you want to describe it, they would absolutely know that it's something that you've done. Just by the nature of how an artificer works, all of your stuff is so specifically and uniquely you that there's no way they don't know that it's something that you've done.
Okay.
Now, they would need to either roll or have like a passive perception high enough to notice, depending on how subtle you want to be about it. Basically, what's going to happen is whatever you choose to do, I'm going to have perception from all of the enemies, because there's more than that you don't see yet.
Okay. I think what I would do here, since this, if we're traveling as a party, this is likely something that I would have mentioned. I'd like to flash my ring red.
Okay.
Which might not be something that the enemies would understand, but I think it's something that my party would generally be, able to interpret.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do right now is to roll a roll a charisma check. So basically, you're just going to click on the attribute of charisma.
Okay.
And I want everyone else except for Weeb, or I want everyone else to roll an insight. Yep. Oh, Hebe, your sheet's not set up. Don't worry, I'll do it. There we go.
F.
Okay.
F in chat.
So that was Hebe.
Bum.
Yeah. Okay. So Hebe, Miu. Right. So, Wim, or not Wim, Weeb. Your passive insight is high enough to just know this. You see the flash. You know that it means that danger is nearby. Miu, you see shiny thing. You look up to shiny thing. It red shiny thing. And red shiny thing is bad.
It's scary.
Yeah, we.
Hebe, you're holding hands. You're having a good time. You see the flashes, but honestly, this dude kind of blinks and does random stuff all the time.
He just goes beep boop.
Yeah, he's like a fidget spinner, except he talks sometimes. So, to that end, we're going to roll initiative. Everyone except for Hebe, the party minus Hebe will be able to act before the enemies, and I'll talk about how that goes. So I'll go ahead and reveal the rest of the enemies.
So I can't roll for initiative?
You can, we just skip your turn.
Oh, okay.
So here's how this works. Each of you select your token, and then on your sheet, you're gonna click on the word initiative. Yep. So you see how it's automatically added Miu?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's see.
Then Weeb.
On my sheet, initiative. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. I see it. I just click it.
Yep. Nice. All right, sweet. And
forgot
then
about
Hebe,
this.
you do the same.
I rolled 20 is so cool.
Initiative. History,
I
right?
roll a D20.
It's on your character sheet. Just make sure that your token is selected.
Yeah, it's on core top center.
Insight, intimidation, investigation.
It's at the very top of the sheet.
Very top in the center, right above your hit points.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Hebe.
So while I'm getting all of the rest of the initiatives, we're going to talk about a surprise round. Because Wim was successfully able to alert the party, most of the party, to danger before, and the enemies couldn't figure it out. All of you will be able to act before the enemies, even if the enemies have a higher initiative count than you. So those are cultists. Then we have this guy. Then we have this guy. Okay. Now, I will organize. All right. So,
Do we have knowledge of these enemies? Any of them?
everyone except Hebe does.
No, as in, like, knowledge of
Oh,
like, the
who
enemy
they
type.
are? No, they
Am I
kind
able
of
to, like,
seem
kind of
like
inquire
bandits,
level of
except
danger.
yeah, they're basically
level.
just bandits. Though what's weird is they have a small dragon with them.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, it's an ambush drake.
But yeah, so would I have any knowledge of weaknesses or resistances or anything, or does that not really factor in?
You would have to
Or
roll.
like how much damage it could do on us or something?
That is one of the uses of the insight skill in combat. So on your
Okay.
turn, you may give up your standard action to roll insight, and then I can give you that information.
That would use my move, so I would gain insight.
Yes.
Is it possible that as part of my move, I communicate that information to the rest of the party?
So,
verbally?
so I'll go ahead and talk about actions in combat. Everybody
Okay.
has a standard action, a move action, a bonus action, a reaction, and a free action. I'll go over that one more time. A standard action, a bonus action, a move action, a reaction, and a free action. A standard action would be things like casting most spells, attacking things in combat, rolling any kind of skill, or they're basically like the big parts of your turn. a bonus action are things that are usually a little bit more subtle or quicker. There are some spells that can be cast as a bonus action. There are several abilities that are used as a bonus action. And you only get one of those, or one of each. A move action allows you to move up to your movement. You can sacrifice your standard action to move again, which is called a dash action. A reaction is something that you take at any point during the round, even if it's not your turn. Now, most abilities and spells that are a reaction will explicitly state that they are a reaction. There are ways to use reactions by just describing them to me, but for the purposes of this combat, we're gonna skip over that for now. The only reaction that most of you can take is called an attack of opportunity. If you have a melee weapon that you're like actively threatening people with, like a knife, a sword, or a hammer or whatever, and an enemy moves out of your hit range, like for the sake of Weeb, if somebody is right here and then they move out, he can use his reaction to hit the guy as he's running away.
Hey, I don't have my Warhammer on my character sheet. Why don't I have it?
That's bizarre. I know that you should have one. I will give you one.
Thank you.
Question: do we have to ready weapons or
so
like as part of an action?
Of a, you can draw your weapon as part of a move action.
So
however,
I can draw and still move, and that's all part of the move action.
And that's
okay.
fine. Now, if you have multiple weapons, drawing out an additional one does take a standard action. Unless you have like a special piece of equipment that says otherwise, like a bandolier for bullets or knives or something. Also, you can drop items as a free action. So, it is possible that if you're actively holding a weapon but you want to switch to another one, you can drop the one that you're holding and then as part of a move action draw the other one. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So, where was I? I talked about reactions. Free actions, talking, making a face, pretty much anything that doesn't really matter. Though it is important to note the entire combat round. So like everybody's turn collectively takes 6 seconds in real time. Or in game time, rather. So whenever you do your action, you can describe it however you want. And also like whatever free action you take, you can say whatever you want. Just make sure that you understand that the combat round lasts 6 seconds. So if Wim were to sacrifice his main action to roll insight, he can't pull out the history book and say, yes, I remember Ronaldo. I met him 10 years ago, But things like, these are just basic bandits, they can't take too much of a hit, or they're not wearing a lot of armor. That's all Gucci. Are we good there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, first on initiative is Scratch. As soon as you got the bad feeling that something was happening, you kind of looked around and you guys are kind of surrounded. You are aware of these enemies. They do not seem to be aware of you.
Can I ready myself?
You are already readied.
Okay. I can attack technically.
Yeah. If you
Okay.
have a weapon that reaches to at least 30 feet, or if you want to attack something else, within 45 feet, you can run up. You can use your move action to move, and then your main action to attack.
How far does my short sword reach?
5 feet.
Probably
All
5
melee
feet?
weapons are 5 feet.
So I would probably have to move closer.
Yep.
Can I move closer and then attack with my short sword?
Absolutely. Move wherever you would like to the enemy you would like to give the stabbings. I believe you have 30 feet of movement. Now, something that's cool about Roll20, while you are dragging your token, you can tap right-click, and it'll show you how far you're moving.
So I can move 30 feet, eh?
Yes.
Would over here work? Is this close enough?
That is not within 5 feet of any enemy. You can see that they are 10 feet away.
I see, so I have to go down here, eh?
Yeah,
shit.
the only
That was
enemies
a-
that would be in range are these two.
Can I go straight for the dragon?
You can.
Okay.
All right. You are now next to him. This ambush drake, which specializes in stealth, looks over and goes, "Oh,
Huh?
I
Stealth
missed.
meets stealth. What happens?
Stealth meets stealth. Now I can go for the stabby.
yeah." So if you want to attack with your short sword, you would just click on the short sword name in your attacks and spellcasting box.
Like this.
Yeah. Or well, not yet. I haven't seen. Oh, it's because I rolled that. All right. Yes. And because you surprised this enemy, you get your sneak attack. So
I
that
also have to, I
hits.
also get to click this, or
The
or
what?
it hits.
Yeah.
Never
So that hits. So go ahead and check the sneak attack box before rolling damage. Yeah. Now, click
do it
on the
again?
short sword name in the chat box to roll damage, because that absolutely hits. Okay. So, do you want to describe this? You haven't yet killed it. You look like you did about a quarter of its HP ish. It's a good stab, but not like. So if you
It's
want to
not- it's
describe
not
it, you
good.
can.
I stab it, and I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right.
Make a weird screech.
So-
I stabbed
Make
it.
a weird screech.
It made a weird noise.
Chibi, suddenly Scratch just stops holding your hand, and you're about to be offended. But when you turn around, you see Scratch walk into a bush where you now see like kind of the glowing yellow eyes of what must be some kind of like, scaled creature, and she just, or Scratch, sorry, just shanks. Pulls out his short sword and just jabs it right into the side of this creature, and then you realize, oh no, that's what the bad blinky
Can I
was.
make a war cry?
You may. Now everybody hears a loud squawk. You don't have any movement left. You've used your standard action, and at the moment you can't really use your bonus action to do anything unless you were holding another weapon. But since you only stated holding your short sword, you only get the one attack. So that will be the end of your turn. The ambush drake looks at you, and it didn't like that. Oh no. No. It didn't like that at all. Actually, just kidding. It's surprised. It doesn't get a turn. Win, it's your turn.
Oh.
Okay. My thinking here is that, we got like 3 bandits and then a freaking dragon. I'm gonna assume that chances are, just given that it's some sort of beast or animal, it's probably faster and more dangerous than the just plain old dudes. So that's gonna be kind of the focus of my attention.
Okay.
If I want to measure distance, I drag clicks from my thing.
Yeah. So while you're dragging your token, you can hit right click multiple times to like set beacons.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. I pick it up. I'm dragging it with left click, and I'm
And then you tap
hitting
right click while you're dragging.
Tap right click.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 40 feet.
There's also, if you guys look at the left,
I think
there's
I know
like
what I wanna
a
do.
column. One of them is a ruler.
Range. Okay. Oh, that works perfectly. Okay. Given that I'm not really a frontal attacker, I'm not frontal close combat, I think I want to cast Ray of Frost and hit the ambush drake. I have a range of 60, so I should be able to hit it without moving.
That is correct. One thing to worry about a little bit, though, is going through other tokens, especially with a Ray ability that goes in a straight line. Now, you are not
Right.
in danger of hitting these two. The general rule is as long as it doesn't go through the corners, you're good. So it'll
Right, yeah, I
basically
was thinking
graze.
I could move two spaces to the left probably and get a cleaner shot.
Right, yeah. But, I mean, it won't impose any disadvantage shooting from where you are. It's just Hebe might be a little spooked about a magical laser, or sorry, a technological laser beam of cryo energy just zipping right past her, and then Scratch, right under his wing that he just stabbed this guy, the laser beam hits.
Right. Question: does distance have any impact on the? I don't know if there's going to be like an accuracy check. Or a
No.
dodge check or something.
You
Okay.
either can hit it or you can't.
It is instantaneous.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as movement goes, where is that on my character sheet? Like how far
So
I can
pretty
move?
much all characters move 30 feet unless they have a special ability that does otherwise.
Is that based on speed?
Yeah.
Or they're
Yeah.
different?
Your
Okay.
speed is 30 feet.
30 feet. I think I want to move. I mean, my impression is that they're gonna both of the left ones are gonna go towards Scratch just because she's closest. Weeb, you're a close combat cleric.
Yeah.
He's
he's
got the Warhammer.
Makaseyo. I'll leave them to you.
Oh, epic.
Okay. So do I pick multiple? Do I do my move action and then my standard for the beam?
So the Ray of Frost, I believe, is a standard action.
Right. Yeah. It should be. I don't think it's a bonus.
You can move if you want to. You don't have to.
I think I want to relocate probably 10 or 15 feet to the left.
Okay.
Because we're going to be putting a bunch of damage onto the leftmost guys. I'd rather try and take care of them before these. It'll take the other guys a turn to maybe close the distance. Actually, hold on.
In
they still
5th
move
edition,
30?
it doesn't matter how you break up your actions. You can move 10 feet, fire off a shot, and then finish the other 20 feet,
Okay. Do we know the range of movement that the guys on the right have?
It's generally 30 feet.
Generally 30.
The ambush drake does move a bit faster.
I'd imagine that.
But I can't tell
Hold
you
on.
specifically unless you roll.
20, 30. He could move to where I am. I'm assuming a 5-foot range because they're probably just wielding clubs or something.
I can tell you the guys on the right, they have short swords, scimitars equipped. Guys
So
on the
that's gotta be
left,
5 feet, right?
Guy on the left has a club and he's kind of dressed like a spellcaster.
Okay. 1 second. Let me check something. Range. Seems like a lot of spells just have a range of like 60 feet.
Yeah,
So
30,
no matter
60,
where
30, 60, 90, 120. Very, very common.
Okay, well if I measure 60.
Remember, you can use the
I'm
ruler.
trying to-
You don't have to drag your token everywhere.
Oh, well, it's whatever.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out if there's a place I can move where I'm out of range of a potential spellcaster, close enough to hit the dragon, and out of range of this turn from the bandits on the right.
Well, I will
think
say
that's
that
an
you
option.
have surprise. They are so shocked by you guys discovering them that I skip their turns for the round.
Oh, okay. So actually, hold on. So I don't have to really worry about that. Well, chances are that they could have initiative over us next turn, though, which would let them hit first.
Well, right, yeah. Next turn, everything will go as it's written. So it'll be Scratch, then
Right, okay.
then the ambush drake, then you, then the cultist, and so on.
All right, I know what I want to do. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to move 15 feet, 3 squares to the left.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on the ambush drake.
Okay. Go ahead and
Click
click on that Ray of Frost for me. Okay. Now, here's what's funny about being surprised. You get advantage on the roll, which means that's a critical hit.
Nice.
So go ahead and click on the name Ray of Frost in the chat box.
Already? Then the criticals.
So, yeah, that's our first nat 20 of the game. So,
Nice.
if you want to describe, like, maybe pulling out an ice pistol or something, as I subtract the HP.
I like to imagine that the beam sort of originates from my ring.
Okay.
Should I do like a cast, like a spell?
I mean, you don't have to, like, say the magic incantation, but maybe your ring starts to spin rapidly as some of its folds of armor kind of open up to reveal like a tiny little gun that
a tiny little probe or something that kind of shoots out.
And you hit this thing in the wound that Scratch had just dealt.
Very
like
nice.
It goes inside the
epic.
scales, and it comes out the other side. This thing is not dead, but if it took any of the damage that it took from the past 2 turns, it would fall. It's on its like last few legs.
It also gets a 10 speed reduction, right?
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
But that only affects movement. That doesn't affect combat.
Yeah. So you've moved half of your movement. You've used your standard action. You still have a bonus action the rest of your movement.
All right. Question is, I don't know if I have any bonus actions available to me.
I don't think you do.
I don't think I do, because that would be something like a spell with like a bee.
Well,
on it,
yeah, some
right?
spells are bonus actions, some abilities are bonus actions. It just depends. Especially with you, because you can customize a lot of your gear and abilities to operate on certain principles.
Right.
But I don't
then again,
think
I
you
don't
have
like
any
any
right now.
infusions or anything yet.
No.
Because I'm not level 2. Yeah, so I used up standard. I can't do any attack move. I think I'm good where I am.
Okay.
Well, hold on, real quick. Free action.
Yeah.
That is.
You can like talk, anything that's super minor.
Okay. I think I tell Hebe that the Drake is probably ready to die if it takes a hit.
PogChamp. Okay, so this cultist is still spooked. Weeb.
Yes. It is time to smash people's
I
heads
just
in.
realized this is like super far.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bonk this guy on the head with my warhammer.
All right, go ahead and roll to bonk.
Roll to bonk. What did I roll? Warhammer, 2-handed. You're gonna die.
Okay. Again, because he is surprised and not really expecting an attack from you guys, that hits. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Gonna die today, boy.
Okay,
Bonk.
you do not kill him, but absolutely you smack him so hard that he's not quite knocked prone, but he does stumble back a bit, and he's just like, oh my god. How could you have seen us? There's like blood coming out. You've definitely like broken part of his skull or maybe whapped him. Like, you can hear the snapping of bones. This guy is not having a great time. But he is still up. Now I believe that you do have options for bonus actions.
Do I?
I think you have one. Or possibly 2. Yeah, you have 2. Both the spells Divine Favor and Shield of Faith are bonus actions.
Oh, epic. Divine Favor. What is that one again?
Your weapon deals
Weapon
extra
attack.
damage. If you had done that first, you probably would have killed him.
Whatever. Whatever, man. Since I'm not using my shield, and I don't feel like using it right now, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Shield of Faith.
Okay, so a shimmering barrier of holy energy that you can kind of describe to fit your specific domain seems to surround Weeb, and it's kind of like a small translucent barrier that just sparkles, basically.
It's a white sparkly sphere.
There you have it. You have +2 AC until you break concentration or a minute has passed. Do you want to do anything else? You have a little bit of movement left.
Nope. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Alrighty, this guy's too spooked. Hebe,
Hello.
I saw you pushing in the chat here what you might want to be doing, and is that what I think you're gonna be doing?
Yep.
All right, so you can go ahead and click on the Eldritch Blast. You are well within range.
Mhm.
Which target would you like to hit?
Which ones are least likely to roll a high wisdom?
So Eldritch Blast rolls against your it rolls against armor, if that's what you want to do. So it's kind of like shooting a bow or something, except it's magic. You basically make a finger pistol and lob some like energy at them.
Or you can pull an Emperor Palpatine, 2 hands, unlimited power, kind of.
Well, there is a spell for that, but that's a third level. We're not quite there yet.
Not quite unlimited power yet.
Yeah, but yeah, so I mean, if you want to use Eldritch Blast, they would not. It's not them rolling; it's you rolling against their armor.
Mm.
Thus far, all of your allies have hit their respective targets.
So I have one left, and it's the one beside Weeb.
So yeah, if you see from yourself, Weeb has almost finished off the target that he bonked. This other guy hasn't been hit yet. The one stabbed by both Scratch and shot by Wim is still going. And Wim did tell you that if it takes like a sufficient amount of damage, like pretty much any kind of minor hit is probably going to bring it down. And then this guy hasn't been hit at all.
Take my chance with the caster because casters don't tend to wear heavy armor.
That's true.
So I can just click on it, right?
Yep. That hits. So then in the chat box, you're going to click on the name.
Click on the name.
Yeah. Oh, that's unlucky.
Oh.
It was actually possible for you to one-shot him, but alas, I don't know if you have a description for this, but it is otherwise. It's a blow that hits, but it's kind of glancing.
A blow that hits that's kind of glancing?
Well, like when the mote of force that you cast hits this robed individual, you feel like maybe you were like kind of shocked yourself about this whole combat thing, or maybe you're not really sure what it is. You didn't hit anything critical. You just kind of brushed it off. Alas, would you like to move? And I believe you have the opportunity to heal somebody if you would like as a bonus action.
Okay, who's been injured?
Well, a good portion of the enemies have. Yep, that's it.
Please don't heal the enemies.
I mean, you
Please
can
don't.
though. I'm just saying
No.
the option is there for you.
You know, the longer we fight, the more we bond.
Well,
I'm gonna run off with this ring.
I guess that's true. But you do have the opportunity to either use the hex spell that you have, or you can move. Well, you could do
Ooh.
both.
I don't think I need to move. I'm a caster. I am going to use my hex.
Okay, which target would you like to hex?
I feel like I have to prove something, so I'm gonna hex the caster just because I missed.
Okay, well, you didn't miss. You just didn't deal all that much damage.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna make sure they're gonna deal a lot of damage
Okay,
now.
so hex allows you to pick one ability score that they have disadvantage on. Typically, casters cast on or have to resist things via wisdom, intelligence, or dexterity.
I can hex on one of those attributes.
Yep.
I'm
And
gonna
it-
go for intelligence, so they might not be able to cast.
Well, what it is that you make it harder for them to resist effects that go against that ability score.
Probably Constitution.
I can hex on Constitution.
You can, but none of you have.
but
None of you
but
have
none of
anything
us-
that would force a Constitution save.
Okay.
the cantrip. Hold on, I thought told.
I'm
Toll
pretty
the
sure Toll the
Dead
Dead
is
is wisdom.
Wisdom, word of radiance.
Oops.
Constitution. Word
Oh,
of
it-
Radiance. Constitution.
Yeah, well, Word of Radiance is a Constitution save. That's true.
No, but go on. Go on.
But it is up to Hebe. You said intelligence?
If I hex on intelligence, it doesn't affect them, right?
It affects their ability to resist things.
Save. Yeah.
Oh, so resist against
Yeah.
intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go for dexterity.
Dexterity.
Ooh,
that's a
that's a
very
good
good
one.
one.
That is a really good one.
Yeah, if any of you have AoE abilities like magnify gravity, or
I
like
have
a
it.
Oh, I have that one.
yeah, I know you do. That's why I said it.
Oh, sorry,
but
Crash. I'll heal you later.
well,
I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine.
well, you're uninjured yet, but I was saying
you
that
negative
if
damage
someone were to throw an AoE right there, that caster would have a lot harder of a time dodging because of this hex. Okay, so you've used your bonus action and one of your first level spells. So go ahead and notate that you have dropped by one of your spell slots.
I just click on hex, right?
Yeah, and it's already shown here. I know it is.
Okay.
But just you see where it says slots and slots total and slots remaining.
Mhm.
So you've used your one first level spell for the day, or for until the next short rest. Okay, so that means when hex is over, all you got are cantrips left. Okay, so since she said she did not want to move, it is the start of a new round. Another set of 6 seconds have passed. All of the enemies are now like ready to fight you guys, and the initiative goes to Scratch.
How much HP is the Drake at?
It looks pretty low.
I think I'm gonna try and finish off this Drake.
Okay.
I'll probably use my short sword still.
Okay.
So
Go ahead and roll to hit. That hits. However, you do not get sneak attack this time.
I see.
They are ready for you, and you don't have advantage, nor do you have an ally close enough to give you like a distraction. So you'll be rolling just the short sword's damage.
Okay, so I just leave it at this.
Well, no, you still click on the short sword name. Just make sure that your sneak attack isn't checked. Yep.
There we go.
All right. How do you kill the ambush drake?
I use both hands and I stab the knife down and I let out another loud squawk.
I
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
there you have it. She drives that short sword back in and then just draws it back towards her, splitting its beak open like it's an elite from Halo.
Damn.
And it's dead. Blood goes everywhere.
Aw, I get
So-
it on my cloak.
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, you
So
can
that-
always just wipe it off.
on whim,
On
yeah.
Ah, yes, of course.
Oh no, please not again.
no, don't do it.
I
All right, so that is your standard action. You still
just want to
you
add
still
some flavor here.
Yeah, you still have a move action.
Can I move slightly up to
Did
try and
you-
hit?
did
I can't
you wanna
hit and
You've got your full 30 feet.
So
right?
you have daggers. You
I
can
do.
dual wield in D&D.
Ooh.
You can have a short sword in
Oh.
one hand and a knife in the other. The thing about the dagger in your offhand is that when you roll to hit, you do less damage. You see how the short sword, it rolls the 1d6 plus 4 because it adds your dexterity modifier.
Uh-huh.
The way about using an offhand weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack a second time, but you're basically like flailing it rather than like specifically aiming.
I see.
So you'll do less damage, but you can run up to stab the other guy.
So, can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Just move yourself
So-
over there.
Super epic.
Hello. And then I hit dagger.
Hello.
Yeah.
What if the dude
That
just said
hits.
General Kenobi?
Hello, General Kenobi.
So go ahead and roll the damage.
Uh.
All right. just like Hebe's blast before, you didn't really seem to do that much. I mean, you just kind of dragged your short sword out of this drake, whip out your knife, and just sort of run into this guy, and you slash him, but you don't really stab him all that well. You did damage, just not that much.
Good enough for me.
Good enough for you. So you've moved, you've attacked with the main action, you attacked with the bonus action. The only thing you can do is use the rest of your movement, but...
I think I'm gonna just hang out here in front of him.
Right. The ambush drake is dead, which means it's now the acolyte's turn. Oh, he's not cool with this at all. This sucks. So what he's going to do is he is going to shroud himself in a similarly holy light as Weeb, except this time it seems to be like evil. You kind of see this like red smoke surround him, as you kind of feel almost a little intimidated to hit him. Basically, for the remainder of the combat, until the effects of this spell ends, you have to make a wisdom save to even target this guy.
Oh, it's that spell. I forgot the name of it, but
Sanctuary.
Wait, does this impact people who are within range of this sort of thing, or is it everybody?
No, whenever you target this guy with an ability, attack, or spell, you have to roll a wisdom save. As basically a divine power is kind of suggesting that you focus on other targets instead.
Does that lose its effectiveness if there's no other targets?
Weird for me.
No. You just again, it's kind of like he's surrounded himself with a light that for reasons that I guess are described as like some kind of otherworldly power is protecting him. You feel like you might not have a good chance to hit him. Obviously, it's a magical effect that kind of enchants you into believing this thing, which is why you have to make a save to like see through it.
Right.
But yeah, even if there's no other targets on the field, now the way to break Sanctuary is either he loses concentration by taking too much damage, or he does an offensive action. The way this spell is supposed to be flavored is that the divine caster basically shrouds themselves in an aura of peace. And then everybody around them just kind of gets the idea of, well, they're not my enemy. I don't need to hit them. But of course, once they do something hostile, then you're just like, wait, what the heck was I thinking? But, so, with that said, he will move out of range, which means, Miyu, you may take your reaction to try and hit him if you like, but if you do so, you need to make a wisdom save first.
I think I will do that.
Okay. How is Miyu's wisdom stat again?
Oh.
So the way that a wisdom save works is that right up at the top, you can see the word saving throws. It's right under proficiency bonus. It's kind of next to your HP.
Uh-huh.
You're going to click on the wisdom, which you have a +3 to. Unfortunately, that does not make it. As you go to whip your short sword out, you stop and think, no, there's no way that's going to hit. And sure enough, he walks away unscathed.
Dang it.
That is the Acolyte's turn. Wim, it is now your turn.
Okay, remind me, is he still under an effect from something that Hebe did last turn?
No, Hebe just shot him, basically.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm confused. I thought I'd heard something about like a hex or something to do with
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry, he is hexed by an otherworldly, again, celestial entity that seems to be trying to slow him down. It's not like his speed is affected, but it looks like if he had to, like, dodge out of something really quickly, he'll have a harder time doing so.
Okay. I think I might go with that suggestion then. What's my range at? 60 feet, 10-foot radius. He also seems to be trying to run away, and that's no bueno. So I think that I will try and cast Magnify Gravity on him.
Now, I'm going to cheese the rules a little bit here and teach you how to cheese the rules. The effects of Sanctuary state that anything that specifically targets him, you have to roll a wisdom save for. But
Right, I was going to target near him.
yeah, yes,
Yeah. No, I know, I caught on to that.
That is how that works, and it's really funny. I don't think I'll hit him with this grenade, but the floor next to him
looks really tasty. Yeah, let's aim for that.
Looks
Okay.
really tasty.
So
Yeah,
magnify
so
gravity. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna aim for that square. That is 7 squares away, 35 feet, right in front of him, closest to me.
So this one.
Yeah.
Okay. You can use the ruler, or if you're on the cursor, you can click and hold and kind of send out like a ping.
Radar.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's the ruler. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. So I will.
and just the
I
same
will
as
cast
moving, you
Magnify
can
Gravity right
right
here.
click with the ruler to like map stuff out. There's also a way where it says hide from others. That means only you and the GM will see what you're aiming for. So like in between turns, if you're trying to guess ranges and you don't want to like,
Right,
clog up the
yeah.
screen. Okay, so
All right. So I click on Magnify Gravity.
yeah, so he needs to make a dex save. While I go and do that, do you want to describe how you affect this area?
Super sci-fi stuff.
I was going to say the ring spins a bit fast. I mean, because for artificial gravity, you can spin things.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that the ring spins a bit faster, and kind of a darker, sort of like semi-transparent orb indicator kind of appears in that 5-foot square next to him, and then starts kind of affecting the surrounding area.
All right. So he sees the targeting reticle. He has no idea what's going on. He starts screaming, and he starts to run, but he is not able to do so. Please roll the damage for magnify gravity.
Cast level 1.
Yeah, because you don't have second level spells yet.
Right. Oof.
That is the most unlucky thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He did not make the save, but you rolled minimum damage.
Wow.
However, this does,
He does
force
take
him.
Yeah.
He-
Takes the speed debuff.
Well, yeah, not just that. Or I think, doesn't it knock him prone?
Does it? Let me check. On a successful. On a fail, it's. So it's
no.
so
It is a speed
halved.
debuff. Very well. So
Yeah.
his speed is halved, and he also needs to make a Constitution save to maintain concentration of the spell that he is under. And he is unable to do so. In his panicked state, the kind of mesmer-like shield drops off of him. All right, Wim. You don't have bonus actions, but you can move.
Oh, hold on.
Hello?
My mic went out. I can do a free or bonus action or whatever to communicate in addition to my move. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. I think that. Okay, I'm gonna say this again in case they didn't catch it. I think that he's probably weakened enough that Hebe and Scratch can finish him off on their own.
Okay.
So I am gonna take this ruler. It's like 40 feet. I mean, as a caster, do I really need to move?
I mean, the meme that Hebe said is partially true.
Yeah, I mean, I essentially have range. Fucking omnipotent here. I can hit anything. 40. I think. Let's see. 40. If I go 2 this way, it's 50. 20. 30. 25. Hold on. That's 65, and then that is. Oh wait, no, it's not 65. That's 40 from there to there. hold on.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could just get a new ruler, Chief.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so this is 40. If I go 20 this way, that's 50. That's 70. I don't need to go that far. Okay, that's 60. I would still be in range in case he casts anything. I think that's the ticket.
Okay.
Because that puts me out of range of a 60-foot spell.
Right.
I am in range of him, but not him. Actually, I guess I technically am. But Weeb is there. Maybe I do go an extra one up.
Bonk him in the head if he ever tries to leave.
Yeah, I think I move to here to avoid him, but still be able to support Weeb.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move yourself there.
Wait, right here. 40. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then also, sorry. Before I did that, I let Hebe know that the thing is weak. I'm gonna support Weeb.
All right.
That's my talking.
So
Okay.
then the cultist here doesn't like being smacked, so he whips out his scimitar and he attempts to hit Weeb, who has enhanced AC for the time being. Okay, so he slashes to get at you, and your spell doesn't even like need to take effect, as it bounces off of your what are you wearing? Chainmail?
Chainmail.
Yeah. I mean, he just fails to hit anything vital, and he goes, "Oh hell no!" And he starts to run away. You may take an attack of opportunity.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Oh wow, that's
That hits. I'll go ahead and say now, how do you kill this guy?
Well, okay, so first of all, I wanted to add for flavor earlier that when the Drake died, my Shield of Faith changed color.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it started to get drenched in a red color, similar to blood.
You have an RGB shield.
He has
Yeah,
a
RGB
gamer
shield.
shield.
Your gamer shield.
Gamer shield, gamer. And when he goes to turn and run away, I tell him, no, you can't run away from war, buddy, as his head is just gone.
All right. Well, it is now your turn. I'll deal with that guy in just a second. I need to grab one more thing.
All right.
Okay, that'll do.
Oh, not the ruler. Hey, buddy. What's up? Delicious.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit this guy with my hammer.
You may do the bonk.
The bonk.
The bonkening. Do I hit?
Sorry, I had to check character sheet. That does not hit.
Aw, damn.
As you swing your warhammer down, this guy knows what it was you were trying to do, and he prepared in advance and kind of parries your attack.
Aw, damn. Well, I think I'll just stick right next to this guy. Yep.
Alrighty. Well, this guy doesn't really like the idea of you being right next to him. So you know what he's gonna do? Can you guess?
I think he's gonna hit me with the scimitar.
Well, you
Or
would...
try to.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's the fighting words that I like to hear. Okay. He goes to slash at you, and the scimitar breaks. He looks at it, drops it, and starts running.
Oh my god.
Now, you've already used your reaction for the round,
Oh no.
is what I would say, but it was just your turn. And that's another way that you can cheese a lot of these things. You get your reaction back at the start of your turn.
Okay.
So you can use your reaction to hit him.
Yes, I'm gonna do that. Trying to run away from war, buddy?
That
Nope.
does not hit. Yeah, so he gets out. Hebe. What would you like to do?
The caster still shrouded.
No, Whim's kind of orbital
My
bombardment.
attack,
Yeah.
Okay, so I can still hit them, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna see how far my AOE can reach.
What AoE?
Which one is my AOE again?
I don't think you
I think
have.
it's. Oh no, it's my Arms of Hadar, isn't it?
Yeah, but
No.
you don't have another spell slot.
No. Okay, I'm going to go for. I'm still gonna go for the caster just because I hexed them.
Yep.
I used Eldritch Blast already, so I'm gonna spice things up. Oh, never mind. I can't. I don't think I can reach that far.
Eldritch Blast. All of your spells should be able to hit him.
Ah, perfect.
Eldritch Blast has 120. Toll the Dead is 60.
Yeah, I was about to say Eldritch Blast is hella.
And yeah, and Sacred Flame is also 60. Yeah, you can hit him.
Go for Toll the Dead.
Okay. So this time you don't need to roll anything. It's a save that he has to make.
Okay.
It's a Constitution save.
Dang it.
He fails. So go ahead and roll the damage. And on your sheet, under core here, you can see, oh wow, it's not written there. Okay, whatever. So go ahead and click the Toll the Dead for me. Oh, that's not what that did. Why did that not add properly? 1 second. This is why we're doing tests.
Pretty poggers.
Did that not add properly?
Boop, 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 boop. Battle music lit.
That's so bizarre. Okay. Then I need to go in and change. Oh, actually, I see why it did that. Okay. So what you're going to do is, at the left, there's a column, and near the bottom, there's going to be a D20. So what it'll bring up a huge chart, and I want you to roll for me a D12. Just one D12.
Okay, how do I do that?
You, again, if you go to the left column on your screen, you hover over the dice thing and just click on 1d12.
Okay, 1d12.
Okay. Shame that it didn't DM that to me. But
What?
now I want you to do the same thing for a 1d4 because this target is hexed, and all the damage you deal is increased by 1d4.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty poggers.
And while you're at it, describe how you kill him because he had exactly 5 HP.
Well, I'm still pretty upset over my first attack on him. So I pull out my bell. I have a bell on hand, and I ring it at such a high frequency.
That is like eardrum shatter?
Yes.
All right.
What about our ears?
Well, so Toll the Dead is basically like a magical reminder of one's mortality. It deals necrotic damage. So, I mean, generally, what would happen is like basically their corpses would start to like dissolve and stuff as like feelings of sickness and decay kind of overtake them. It's real nasty stuff.
Toll the Dead is one of my favorite spells ever.
But yeah, you know, she pulls out this bell and rings it, and sure enough, he like clutches his head in his ears. He kind of doubles over and starts rolling around as he screams. He's like tearing his own flesh off, as just incoherent babbling comes from him, and eventually he falls silent.
Epic.
Hebe, you still have a bonus action and the ability to move.
Can I do with my bonus action? Can I attack again?
Nope.
Dang it.
You
I
can
already
heal somebody.
Is there anyone who needs healing?
The guy you just killed.
Nope.
Just saying.
I'm gonna move to Scratch because it looks like we're both free, which means we can hold hands again.
Epic.
Epic.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I guess the guys will just take care of the last one.
You're just hanging out. We're just
all right,
bonding.
Scratch. Hebe just
Very nice.
fucking murdered somebody, and then she's walking up to hold your hand.
Can I hold her hand?
All right, so roll to hit because you're holding daggers in both hands.
What?
I'm kidding. But you are dual wielding weapons, so if you want to hold
But
hands,
I'd have to put them away first.
yes, it is
I
an
would like
action
to-
to stow weapons.
I would like to stow away my weapon.
Okay, damn.
I'm not gonna attack
Hebe,
Hebe.
you did such a good job. okay.
Can I roll to shake my head?
No. It's not your turn yet, Wim.
Damn it.
All right. So, do you do anything after holding hands?
No, I just kind of stand there.
Oh, what the heck? Okay. There we go.
We did.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still one guy left. Kind of. Hey, Wim. And
Yeah.
Weeb. I want you
Yeah.
both to roll perception checks.
Right now?
Yep.
Where is it? Perception.
Well, that looks high.
I only have a +3, not a +5 on it.
Okay.
Oh, epic!
Both of you are going to notice this. As this cultist is running away, he seems to trip on something, and you see a limb kind of just fly up into the air and then back down into the thick grass. Very,
What?
very
Did
briefly.
we see his limb?
Yeah.
Wait.
We see that it is his limb. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Whoa! Okay. All right, Wim buddy. Me and you got this.
Yes.
We don't even need
It's,
Hebe or Scratch.
it's the boss
Oh.
encounter, is what it is.
Oh boy,
All right. It's
the
looking.
boys.
like a big old crocodile.
Is it like it looks like a crocodile? Is it?
It's a
Wait.
giant crocodile.
Why is it? Why is it coming to me?
Because you're the closest. Alrighty, Mr. Wim.
Oh, hold on. So we rolled. We passed perception. Do we have advantage or something?
I'll give it disadvantage to attack you.
But it is going to
okay.
attack me.
It is going to attack you. Oops, that's the wrong character sheet.
That probably has more than 5 feet of range.
Okay. Even with disadvantage.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
All right, Wim. Take 8 damage
I only have 10 health.
as it bites onto your leg and holds onto you. You are grappled in this thing's
grappled.
jaws.
I'm coming to save you, buddy.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's
I
up?
have a question. If a character dies during an encounter, they're dead for the rest of the quest, yeah?
Not necessarily. We'll go over death because I think it's gonna happen here. Basically, when you drop below 0, you'll notice on your sheet that you have death saving throws. You have to make those, which is just a 1d20, no modifiers. 10 or higher, or 11 or higher. No, that's not true. 10 or higher is a success. 9 or lower is a failure. A natural 1 is 2 failures. A natural 20 is instant success. If you succeed 3 times, you are at 0. You are no longer bleeding out. You are in no danger of actually dying, and you wake up 1d4 hours later. Of course, if you're healed, you are instantly brought back up, and all successes and failures disappear. Basically, it's kind of like your dying gasp. You're just knocked unconscious. But
Right. Okay.
that is its turn. It moved an attack. Whim. You may make a strength check to try and pry this thing's jaws out. It
that
does
consume my
consume your
standard action?
It does consume your standard action. However, you have disadvantage on ranged attacks that hit against AC against the crocodile, but you can make them.
So if I were to cast Ray of Frost, it would have a disadvantage.
It would be a disadvantage, but Magnify Gravity would not, because it doesn't roll to hit.
Out of curiosity, how much damage does Magnify Gravity do compared to like Ray of Frost, assuming the same roll?
Well, average damage is half plus another half. So Magnify Gravity rolls 2d8s, which means that it should be 10 damage on average. Because in D&D, halves don't really exist. So half of 8 is 4, plus another half is 4.5. You round up to 5.
Right.
You just happen to roll minimum for 2 the last time that you used it.
Is the strength check going to be relative to its stat?
It is a flat DC. I cannot tell you how difficult it is.
Right. I honestly, given the stats that I have, because my strength is my dump stat.
F.
I have +0 in that. I don't see myself. I don't see myself winning a strength check here.
Now, something else that you can do, looking at your sheet. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move off of spells. You can light this thing up in fairy fire, which means that all of your allies would have advantage to hit it. Consumes your standard action.
Please.
But that would basically mean that you're hoping your allies can get to you in time to heal you.
I have a spell. A very specific spell.
Several of you have abilities.
Well, yeah, but both Hebe and Weave have the ability to heal, yeah?
Yep.
So, honestly, but is there any, hold on. So that makes it easier to hit.
Right, so it gives them advantage. They roll twice and take the better result. So that means for like Hebe, who's shooting ranged attacks, she would just have advantage without needing to endanger herself to get closer.
It's pretty pog. I'm gonna say that.
But is it pog enough to justify not just using Magnify Gravity to try and kill it and heal me at the same time?
If I could hit, I could deal.
If you roll maximum damage on Magnify Gravity, you can kill this thing. If you don't roll maximum damage, it probably gets another turn.
So so what you're saying is that if I don't roll maximum damage on Magnify Gravity, there's no way really that Weeb and Hebe can kill this thing in one turn.
Weeb, probably not. Hebe, maybe. Like, if she rolls decently. It's also possible that if Scratch were to throw one of his daggers, he would get sneak attack, which all the three of them could do it. But if you roll minimum on Magnify Gravity, for example, they won't kill it.
I don't know if I
unless
can
they crit.
name. Cause would he know he has? Would he know I have this spell if we traveled together for a while?
Well, he is at least aware enough that you are a divine caster, and most divine casters have healing abilities. Whether or not you told him that you have healing abilities, or what is between the both of you, but he is at least smart enough to know that most people like Weeb have healing abilities.
Okay.
I promise you, if I can hit hard.
Oh, well, that's the conundrum here.
Honestly, I say we try and get absolutely epic. I say we go big mode.
You go.
Go big mode?
I am going to use my which one is talking again? Bonus or free?
It's a free action.
I'm going to use my free action to tell them that I'm leaving it to them, and I'm going to cast Magnify Gravity.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, how anime are we going here? Are you going to like target yourself in the blast, or are you going to try and aim it?
No, I'm not going to target myself
okay.
because then there's no way that I survive.
Well, you actually could.
But like,
'Cause
what benefit is there to targeting me?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, thematically, it's pretty anime.
Fireball centered on self.
Yeah,
But it doesn't make sense for me as a character.
Yeah,
because
no,
I wouldn't try and
you're
throw
way
myself.
smarter than that. So it will roll its Dex saving throw against a Magnify Gravity. Please roll the damage.
Just to clarify, I'm casting the block just to the bottom right of it.
Oh
basically.
yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
Roll its amazing Dex. Actually, it's decently Dex.
Oh wait, did I click Magnify Gravity yet?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna click it. Ikuze! Level. Oh, okay. Anticlimactic.
Oh, okay. It failed, so its speed is halved. However, the blast and kind of the pull against it, it seems to like dig itself in. Once again, you feel like it could have been way more effective, but this creature just doesn't seem to have taken that much damage from it.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Okay, since you cannot move as you are grappled, and you don't have bonus actions, so Weeb.
I'm coming for you, buddy.
Oh,
All right.
Was that actually just 30 feet? Oh,
That was 30 feet.
Okay, all right.
Inflict wounds, please.
Okay, is it a saving throw or is it a spell attack roll?
It's a spell attack roll.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit.
Oh, if I could hit, it's 3d10. No. Oh,
As it
well,
so happens, so Weeb runs up and he kind of, he moves his warhammer into his offhand as his right hand glows with kind of the same red and crimson, like you can kind of see the intent of bloodshed in this spell as he thrusts it forwards, and the crocodile ducks and the spell expends and misses.
Absolutely not epic.
This is not epic.
at all.
Oh, I should use. Wait. Oops, I did not mean to use it again. I thought I would. Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
well, that would have been a crit, but unfortunately, you can't do that twice in a row.
No. I was just trying to make it automatically expend the spell slot. But I had to go in and edit it manually. Womp womp.
All right, well, you still have a bonus action.
The question is, can they heal me? Like, is it even worth trying to heal me? Oh.
Oh, what can I do in my bonus action again?
If you have more spell slots, you can use Shield of Faith on Whim. If you have Healing Word, you can use that.
Nope. All my spell slots are gone.
All right. Well, in that case, Hebe. There's a thing to kill and a person to heal.
Ooh, my favorite choice to make.
EB, please.
Oh no.
You can technically do both.
Oh.
You have the ability to do both.
Oh.
It's the whole reason you picked the class.
Right. Right. Oh.
Your healing
I'm kidding.
ability requires you to be within 60 feet,
Okay.
and it uses a bonus action.
Okay. Are they within 60 feet? How do I do the thing? I'm trying to
So,
right click.
No. At the left of your screen, you see that same column. One of them kind of looks like, I don't know, like a power button, except it's like lopsided.
Oh.
It's a ruler, and you can click and drag, left click.
Oh, I see.
So he is within 60 feet.
Okay, so I can heal him, but I can also kill.
Well, again, you can do both. You are within range of Eldritch Blast, as well as Toll of the Dead and Sacred Flame.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off with healing Wim.
Okay. So the way that this works is that you expend one of your Celestial Warlock die, since you only have one because you're level 1. And
Okay.
Wim, roll me. Actually, we'll have Hebe do it. Let me ensure that I'm thinking about this correctly. Healing
I can only
light.
heal once, so
Yep.
don't die.
Okay, so Hebe, you're going to type in the chat /roll 1d6 plus 4,
Okay.
and then enter. Almost max. Wim, you gain 9 HP back
Oh,
as a
Super
heavenly
pog.
light.
so I'm back to full then, because max is 10.
Oh, well, yeah. As a heavenly light kind of fires off from Hebe, she utters some kind of prayer, or maybe it's like a ritual chant. You're not really sure. You can't hear it over the sounds of your leg being nommed on.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crocodile itself kind of stops briefly to question why the leg that it was devouring suddenly is perfectly fine.
What to chew on?
All right, Hebe, you still have a standard action.
And I'm going to use Eldritch Blast.
All right, go ahead and click on it to see if you hit. Let's see.
Limited power.
So,
At level 3.
much like Weeb, she fires off a bolt of energy, but this just bounces off the scales of the crocodile. It nearly hit it in the eye or the open mouth, but it wasn't quite there. The attack misses. You can.
Boy, if I knew that they needed this many accuracy checks, I would have done fairy fire.
Well, it especially when you're low level, advantage is like the world's most powerful tool.
I see.
But I mean, I don't like being like, hey, you should do this because it's
Right.
good.
No, I mean, I probably still would have gone with 95 gravity just for the style points.
All right, Hebe,
Oh
you
yeah,
can move.
it was very cool, very positive.
It would have been
epic.
great if you rolled max and actually killed it.
Right? It would have been so cool.
What benefits do I get from moving closer, though?
Basically none. But you can like look like you're helping. I
Maybe
mean,
help by healing Wim.
I mean, yeah, that counts. But you know, maybe Scratch wasn't paying attention; she didn't see it.
I'll
Scratch
move,
was thinking bird thoughts.
I'll move one step forward.
All right, go ahead and drag yourself to where you would like to be.
I'll just slowly. It's like me and Scratch still holding hands, just like slowly shuffling towards the fray.
Okay.
See.
All right, Scratch.
So I can only move 30 feet, right?
Yes. And you can throw your daggers out to the listed ranges. Let's see.
Listed range is 69. Ho ho ho.
Oh,
a
epic.
Dagger is 20-60. So what that means is that when you're within 20 feet, you don't roll with any penalties. But from 20 to 60 feet, or sorry, 25 to 60 feet, you roll at disadvantage. And beyond 60 feet, you won't hit anything.
I see. Can I see? Hold on, let me see just how far. So I can only move 30. I want to see how far I am from here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And then from here, 25. Would I be able to roll without any penalties or?
Unfortunately, no. It is just within the window.
Dang it. But would I still be able to throw them? But
Oh
just,
yeah,
like...
yeah. You would roll a disadvantage, but you can throw your dagger, and if you do hit, you get sneak attack.
I see. Okay, then I'm gonna have to let go of Hebe's hand
Okay.
so I can throw my daggers. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I must go to fight.
I'm so sorry. I have to save my friends that are getting eaten. Our picnic will have to wait.
Okay, so roll for a
Yeah.
dagger.
So you just you roll on the dagger. Wow. That's an excellent set of rolls. You hit.
Yes.
So make sure to. I can't believe Weeb missed, but you hit. Okay.
Ah!
All right.
Not pug. I
I'm
was gonna look so
amazing.
cool. It was gonna be so epic.
Yeah. Well,
and
you
then...
did. All right. So make sure
I'm
the sneak attack.
amazing.
Make sure the sneak attack is listed or checked. That's respectable damage. Wow.
Let's go.
Okay. Whim. As you're getting crunched on, a dagger embeds itself into the eye of the crocodile and it wails. It lets you go and recoils. The attack was so strong. She basically almost one-shot it, TBH.
Whoa!
Whoa! What?
Let's fucking go!
Yeah, she just did 11 damage in a single attack.
Let's go.
Yeah, so yeah, so you've moved, you've used your standard action. You don't really have bonus actions yet that you can use.
Can I wave to Hebe?
You can wave the Hebe.
I wave to Hebe from a few feet away. I miss you.
Clap for Scratch.
Thank you.
Crocodile not having a good time.
No, he's gonna take it out on me again.
No. You know what? He sees Weeb, he's glowing. And he aimed ye.
I'm right here.
Yeah, kill me.
You sure you want to say that, Weeb?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your AC right now?
It's about with my.
Because you still have Shield of Faith on, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that puts you at a fat 20. God damn it. Okay. I got a 19 to hit you. So yeah, once again, this thing's jaws open up and it actually clasps around you, but stops on that kind of red shimmering shield. If you didn't have it, you would definitely be this thing's next snack.
I don't know. Fuck that.
10 damage. All right. And that's all it does. Whim.
Question: Does Weeb's shield? It's still active. He would need to. The croc would still need to roll high to get through it, or is it gone?
No. It's persistent.
Oh, it's persistent. Okay.
It lasts for like 10 minutes or something.
Okay. Weeb.
It's
I'm
pretty
gonna.
pog.
This is going to be slightly less epic than last time, but I'm going to retreat so that you are the closer one because you can take these hits.
I am the tank of the party.
Now-
You are the tank.
You have options here, Whim. You can use your main action to disengage, meaning that nobody gets attacks of opportunity on you for the round by movement. Or you can take the chance on the crocodile's tail.
What you're saying is that the tail is a weak point.
Well, no, what I'm saying is if you run away from it, it's going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah.
Wait, but hold on. It failed the save on gravity, so it has reduced speed.
It has reduced speed. Yep. It can't move. But again, when an enemy moves out of your melee attack range, you can use your reaction to attack it.
Oh, it has a reaction that it can use.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't want to give it a free attack on me. That'd be dumb.
So you can launch your main action to basically carefully disengage. Or you can take the chance.
I got this, Wim. Don't worry about it.
If you have cantrips or spells that instead, I mean, you can use ranged attacks in melee combat. You just roll a disadvantage.
Right. Well, hold on. Oh, wait. Well, magnify gravity. Well, magnify gravity is ranged.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't roll to hit. It forces a save, which that's fine to do in melee combat.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, my if I'm gonna attack, it would still be magnify gravity. It wouldn't be ray of frost.
I don't think you can cast magnify gravity anymore.
Really?
You have 2 spell slots. You've casted magnify gravity twice.
Oh, you do have a point. Which means that I also can't cast fairy fire.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Your options are punch or ray of frost. Oh, that's not true.
How big of a
you have a
disadvantage are we-
hand axe.
True. My strength ain't looking so good.
Well, sure, but now we're going to talk about flanking. Whenever you can draw a straight line, more or less, through the rule that we give is 3 corners or 3 sides. So right now you are not giving advantage or receiving advantage, but if you were to move here, both of you would have advantage on melee attacks.
Oh, Pog!
Okay.
So you can do that and then try with the hand axe. You know that this thing was hit real hard by Miu's dagger.
Yeah. Question.
Thanks, Miu.
So
Yes.
with Scratch, is dual wielding just is that not something I have, or is that something that everybody
So
has?
it's something that everybody has, but it has to be like specific weapons.
So a hand axe is not dual wieldable.
So hand axes are dual wieldable, but I believe you only have 1.
Well, okay. So what I was thinking is, yeah. So the question is, am I able to use a spell and a hand axe? But I would
Oh
assume the answer is no.
yeah. Because your hand would be to like, oh I see. No, the thing about
Yes,
dual
I figured I
wielding
couldn't do that.
is yeah. Because you would spend the 6 seconds like chanting the spell and doing all that.
Right. So okay. So my final question would be, given my int stat, which I believe is what is affecting the spell, right, for Ray of Frost.
Yep.
Given my 18 int
Your
and my
galaxy
11
brain.
Galaxy Brain versus my 11, so plus 4 int versus plus 0 strength. Even
Also-
if I fire Ray of Frost at a disadvantage, is it on average going to do more damage?
Statistically speaking, you have a higher chance to hit with the hand axe, but you will probably do more potential damage with the Ray of Frost. Now, I will tell you that your Galaxy Brain knows that either one of those, unless you just suck at hitting things, like period, either one of those is probably going to take it down.
Yeah. I am the laser beam boy.
All
I
right.
am going to move.
Pew, pew.
That is not the move. This is the move. So at the very least,
Yeah, at the very
Weeb
least,
has
Weeb
advantage.
gets advantage.
and then I will cast Ray of Frost.
All right, let's see it.
I'm gonna click that and roll.
Come on.
That hits. Give me the damage. Give me the damage. No whammies.
Wait,
You
how do I
hit.
give damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Click on the name Ray of Frost in the chat box.
Oh, right, duh.
Describe how you kill it.
Oh, epic.
Well, he has a rather tasty rear in front of me, and there is a particular weak spot there. I am very pissed about my leg. So I think you can imagine where I'm aiming at this point.
All right.
Gotta give him a bit of the concho with my Ray of
All
Frost.
right,
wow.
hold on. We're still live here. All right, hold on. Give me a second. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
So,
Okay, well, that.
what?
Oh,
contra-
I'll explain to you later.
Okay.
All right.
I
Don't worry
don't know
about it.
either, but I can make an educated guess.
Okay, so that ends the test encounter. We did a bit of role playing. We rolled skills, we rolled attacks, we rolled spells. We used pretty much everybody's abilities, which was the goal of the combat. And nobody died.
Surprisingly,
Pog.
I did try my best.
Thanks, Mew, for that fucking critical. Holy
yeah,
shit.
GG. Is it GG?
Mew is MVP, or is it Wim? I'd say Wim is MVP.
Well, I don't know.
Nice. We're back.
Speaking of, where the heck did Wim go? What?
I seem to have the
Wim
highest
just-
stealth of
Wim
anybody
just
here.
Fidget
Oh,
spun away.
God, now I have to go get your token again.
No, it's right here.
Wim just fidget spun away.
Oh my God! Oh, I've been bamboozled. All right, kiddos, I'm gonna move all of this to the map layer so you can stop.
Come in, come in. I'm gonna eat you all.
Come, Weeb,
Okay,
come on.
I don't want to be
Come
here
on,
anymore.
I'm gonna eat you.
No.
Ah! Get me out! No!
Ah,
All right.
I can't move. No,
I know.
I've been consumed.
No, we're stuck! Oh
Okay. All right, so we are running quite a bit later than I would have liked, but that's okay. I want to ask all of you how you thought of it.
It was Pog.
no! Fun. It was
Um,
very fun.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was a blast.
October is still there.
yeah.
October, you trooper.
So let's move back over here. Yeah, so why don't we go around the circle? Let me make my big head a little smaller.
Too full of knowledge.
Too full of knowledge. Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. How'd you know?
Oh,
Uh,
I'm just so smart.
And big brain.
Toy on the desk. He is a toy on the desk.
The
She's
AC.
marketable size.
Enough to be marketable, but large enough to not fit into a jar.
That's what
She
matters.
just barely escapes.
Alright, let's move Weave a little closer here. Oh. Alright. And then maybe I should move over.
Yeah, you,
Alright, well-
I think maybe if you scoot a little bit.
We just make like Wim really big, and we can all just like fit into his circle.
The ring.
Alright.
I think that's good.
Alright, there we go. So we're gonna go around. We'll start with Hebe. What do you think?
Expect there to be a lot of technical things to worry about. And there's still a lot of things I need to learn, but I think the first battle was pretty fun. And I also like how there's freedom to just fuck around mid. Can I swear?
Yeah.
What? It's a bit late for that.
Just a little bit.
Gulman. But we can still mess around in the middle of battle.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of D&D is just the freedom of being like creative and stuff. I really dislike the idea of restricting that creativity, though by the same token, I'm not gonna be a stickler about it, but it's like
Roll to seduce dragon.
it's more of just, I would like things to be taken just a little seriously. I mean, because you want to think about in terms of your characters, whenever you're in combat, especially at level 1, you're fighting for your lives. The reality is that Crocodile should have one-shot Wim, but it didn't because that would have been lame.
Because I'm just built different.
It averages 8 damage, which means on maximum it deals 14 on every bite. Yeah, but obviously I didn't want to have them
What's that
just be like,
crocodile doing here in our level 1 forest?
well, it is challenge 1/2, so a party of level 0s can actually take it on. So the only thing about it, it has like super low HP and decently low AC, but all of you missed like a vast majority of your attacks. And Wim got super unlucky. An attack that averages 10 damage did 2 and then 4 on both casts.
Yeah, no, my rolls were just horrible.
Oh yeah. Critically
today.
missing on a 3d8, which averages 15, which again, the crocodile has 15 HP. Like, by rights,
Yeah, my
it's not
inflict wounds
actually
does
that
3d10.
dangerous. It was just made more dangerous by the fact that you guys missed and it didn't.
I was so angry.
Unlucky, but It is super pog that Miyu rolled on the
Oh yeah,
against
that
all odds.
is super pog.
Yeah.
If she had crit, she would have one shot it.
Ooh.
But alas. So, what about
Tied
those?
for us.
What about Miyu? What do you think of the whole thing?
A lot easier than I thought. Thank God. I was actually really nervous. It was very fun though. It was very fun. Yeah. And yeah, I enjoyed myself.
All right. How about you, Weeb?
Oh, it was super pog. I had a blast. Now, I just wanted to say that I don't want you to think that I was targeting you, Miyu. Like in the social interactions, it's just
Oh
that.
no. It's fine. Honestly, it was really fun.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. You're one that like cons others, and I'm all about like protection. Kind of the opposite of that. You pick
Yeah.
on people, while I'm for not picking on people. So I mean,
It's your
We're-
character. It's your character. I understand.
yeah.
Yeah. And then lastly, certainly not least, Mr. Wim.
You've done a terrible thing. You showed me places being revealed on the map, so I am dying to just to reveal like everything.
Oh God.
So I am super excited for that, and I have ideas. I have canon ways to do it.
All right.
So-
I'm excited.
So I'm
wh-
excited for that. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what do you think about the social encounter?
I thought social encounter was great. I think that it's a great opportunity for people's actual personalities to really come out and really embody their characters.
Actual cannibal Hebe.
Yeah, actual cannibal Hebe. And the combat as well. I think that was cool. I mean, it was very nearly a disaster, but we still had some pretty epic moments, even if they didn't necessarily work out.
Yeah,
So,
and that's another reason that I agree with fudging rolls. I mean, there were times where you guys like should have hit something or should have missed, and it worked out a different way because it's just like, I especially for the test encounter, I wanted everybody to feel like they were like involved in making a decision. Nothing sucks more than being the bottom of the initiative order, and then all of your allies like murder everything, and you're just like, yeah, I'm here, I'm chilling.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I've been there.
I expect a little bit less roll fudging in the actual game. I don't want it to be too easy. I don't want it to be too handy.
Oh, don't want
Fudging, less roll fudging, more hand holding.
More hand holding.
More hand holding.
Oh, the die.
We'll,
My die.
We'll see about that one. All right, so we are 3 hours and 15 minutes in. Whew. I knew this was going to take a while. Of course, I'm not going to give you a level up or any experience like that. This was
we level up? Do we level 10 now?
Please, spare level up, spare experience.
no.
Their experience.
Well, I mean, actually, I did give you experience.
crumb. Just a crumb.
I did. I gave you all experience. You learned how to play the freaking game.
Oh, epic.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow, it's not like I already knew how to play the
I want to
game.
be level 20.
You know what's funny? If I made you level 20, that means that the average party level is like the average party level goes up to like 3 or 4 or something. And CR 4 creatures will obliterate the rest of the party.
But I'll be fine.
Well, maybe. If it's a bunch
Maybe.
of dire rats, actually, or a swarm of like poisoned bees. You
But at level 20, I think at that point I'd probably have my vehicles. So
well,
just get in the car.
I mean,
drive.
you'd have your abilities, but I didn't give you any level 20 equipment. All right, so anyway, we're gonna wrap up here. Why are you keeping Hebe on the desk? Well, she's marketable.
Marketable
Marketable.
size.
She's our game's little mascot, and yeah. So she doesn't misbehave. Yeah, she's an actual cannibal, so I have to keep an eye on her at all time. I'm looking at you. All right, so we are
But
going. Ooh,
it
what?
appears that there's only one human. There's only one human.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a human in the party. That's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you do, fellow humans?
There is a human in the
Oh
party.
yeah, a human.
There is
yes.
there are 2 humans in the party.
Oh my god.
No,
It's
whole Thanksgiving
crazy.
feast.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
There are no humans in the party.
Oh.
Yeah, there are no
Oh.
humans.
There are no humans in the party.
Wow, you guys are really trying to make me starve out here, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay, all right. On that bombshell, we're gonna
I
do
know what
the
you're talking
outro.
about.
No, shut up. God, Jesus, I can't take it anymore. All right. We're gonna go on 2.
This is
All
where
right.
we ask our DM to make us level 20.
No, shut up. God.
To
All right,
level
we're
up
gonna
yet?
do the outro. All right, you ready? Say no. Oh, it's Kagerou. Oh God, what a
wow,
nightmare.
Look at that bit rate.
Jesus.
Wow,
All right, let's get in.
Crunchy
God,
bit rate.
I don't want to do this
Lovely.
anymore. I want to get out. Oh God.
Imon asked if I would eat a slime. Of course, if it's grape flavored.
It's like Jello.
Are you
Of course.
racist against like blueberry slimes?
Wow.
Grape is my
wow.
favorite flavor. Like I don't
Wow.
mind blueberry,
Wow.
but
I can't believe
grape
I just
is
heard
my
this.
favorite flavor.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Why has it got to be
believe
grape?
you.
Huh?
I love grape. It's the artificial flavor. You know, Kool-Aid, grape flavored medicine.
Ew.
Love
Grape
that.
flavor-
What do you
medicine?
mean? Medicine's
Purple.
delicious. Fuck you mean?
Poured myself a shot of grape flavored medicine.
I would
Purple.
I would
Doesn't taste
eat
like
slash
grape.
drink straight medicine. I would.
Ew. You guys are weird.
Can you guys get out of my room now?
Okay, bye.
Why?